All right. Checking all systems. Looks like all systems to go. Okay, we got everything set up. Oh yeah. And I didn't put something on here. Am I forgetting something here? Oh, let me check, guys. All right, that's good. Okay, guys. Welcome to another session here on the Chaos Rain Show. I'm Chaos Rain here, the one and only. And I'm doing something a little different tonight. If you are new to the Chaos Rain Show, welcome to the Chaos Rain Show, like always. And for those that will be yeah, future subscribers, you know the link, you know the drill. Hit the subscribe button, hit the notification bell, top notification for uploads and live streams here on the Chaos Rain Show. Also, please be a member. Join the membership of the Chaos Rain Show. 2-tier memberships. Pick which one you think you feel suitable. I always start from the beginning, but everybody moves differently, So the choice is yours. So become a member. Also, as a subscriber to the channel. What else? The social media links to follow Chaos Rain Show are the following. You can follow me on Twitter at Chaos Rain 7. You can add me as a friend on Facebook, Eric Rain on Facebook. And also, follow me on Rumble as well. I was supposed to upload some on Rumble, but I had to do some finishing notches on it. So follow me on Rumble as well. What else? Oh, I also have a Discord service as well. And I'm getting too many notifications on this Discord, as you can tell. And Discord be wilding, guys. I tell you, and my Discord server was lit the way it is, I could not share this to the public. I'll tell you that much right now. That's a fact. Y'all don't want, like I said, y'all don't want to really join certain parts of my Discord. It's off the wall. That's all I gotta say. It's off the wall. But like always, to your discretion, please join Discord service of the Chaos Rain Show. Also, podcasting of the Chaos Rain shows are also uploaded also on Apple, Spotify, Breaker, etc. And I believe YouTube also offers the podcast side of things as well. So, I might start explore that, put some podcasts on the channel as well, since it does give that feature. And no, it was not particularly by one man from the East Coast that set it president. I think YouTube was eventually going to give and create the option for people that do podcasting on that I put up on their channel or on their servers on YouTube. Now let me see what's going on here. I'm just doing some quick cleanup, and I'm just looking at some things now. And yeah, why not? brief a little bit. Let me see. I was looking for my Facebook page now. Looks like everything's set right now on Facebook. So I have to stay on here. And checking my Twitter. Looks like my Twitter's active as well. Let me double check that because Twitter's a little iffy sometimes. So let me redo it. Delete that. And repost it again on Twitter. All right, there we go. Now showing some. And it's funny. I see some on Twitter right now, and usually this should be on another political channel, but I could probably go into briefly. And it looks to me that the FBA forces says here on blackenterprise.com, almost half of Black Americans believe Biden has not made a difference for Black people. But why should he? He said that if you need some, you must go to the Mexicans, the what do you call it? The Hispanics to get things done. I remember he said it when he got in office. So why is people that's Black in general so surprised at that? I'm confused. Are y'all confused? Because I'm confused. Anyhow. Let's look at some things right here, guys. Oh, another thing that has to be shared for those that's not familiar. It seemed to me, look what I found here on my Twitter, which please follow me on Twitter as well. I put the links in the description, and you can find every video on my page on YouTube. Let's take a look at Twitter right now, because this is something that video file that has to be looked at. Y'all familiar with our good, wonderful female friend, Miss Mariah Mills? Look what we have here. As I'll take a look. Let's see. Hold on. She's account has been officially suspended on Twitter. All those nice little posts she was posting out here about old Zion Williams, his old booty eating self, stuff in his face, and talking about how he wants to pay for her condom suite and all this nonsense. Look at her now. Look at her. Look at her. She has now lost her account. And she had roughly, if I can remember, she had like over 1 million followers on Twitter. And it's all gone now. It is all gone. What a big waste. How unfortunate. How unfortunate. She lost her Twitter account. That's sad. That's very sad. Lot. But what else is new? So like I said, this is an open panel, open conversation, like always. Y'all feel free to jump on in here, call lines, or you could just, how can I say it? You could hit the StreamYard link. Either who, everything's open. And I'm looking at this. Let me look at here. Yeah, these guys are wild on Twitter right now. I mean, wild on Discord right now. Some look like some weird incels. Anyway, as I'm looking here, we're gonna look at what's going on out here on YouTube world and find some things as current events. My views, since I'm up here, there's a thing going around with Kimora Lee Simmons and her daughter about how they want to give no praise to the one they call Russell Simmons, because Russell Simmons does not want to pay their bills no more. Even to the point where, as a woman that graduated from Harvard University, Why is it that your father should be expected to pay your bills? And he already put you through with his own resource enough to get you in the door, especially if you graduate from Harvard, a very prestige networking university. Why the heck are you still bugging and ask your father to pay certain your bills after you graduate? It's giving up the strong vibes, the strong independent nonsense, the strong black and independent nonsense to me. That's what I'm getting at. It's giving off that vibes, personally. But to no avail, let's look at this part articles. And usually I was not gonna think of covering it, but since this is the beginning parts, to let people know what this name of the stream is, because I apologize. This stream is the dedication of Summertime 2023 Open Panel. It is summertime. You know I like to play the Will Smith joint always. The summertime beat. Summer, 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 summertime, summertime. Summertime. Is a nah. I can't play that. Unfortunately, I wish I could play it, but you know how YouTube Polyburo is. And you know, since this is a monetized channel now, I got laid off of the music for now. But you know what I'm talking about. It's always that nice day when the weather getting super hot. The women are getting their, what we call it, their summer bodies up to par. Matter of fact, ladies, since you don't know what a summer body is, let me see if I can find this nice lady. And I can't share because if I share it, it's going to turn off a lot of people. Screw it. I will share it anyway. To all you ladies, if you want to have a wonderful body, immaculate, beautiful, fit body, and trust me, I will play this video for you ladies. And mind you, you know Chaos Reign does not discriminate in regards to beautiful women. I will share y'all a wonderful woman. One that, you know, not every woman will fit this bill. And let me make sure I find the right link. Hold on. Where's that link? 347. Okay. So let me share y'all this. Let me share this to y'all. So you have a key idea. And please, Miss Chanel, Shalom, I see you in the room. I see you, Juju. If you guys got social media links, ladies, please share this to every woman, to every man. I would surely love it. Let me find this video now. Let's see, where is it? You ladies would like to be this, and she doesn't look too big, but her skin tone might bother a lot of people, but I don't care. Let me. Yes, there you go. See, she got the summer body ready. She's all set up. Wonderful. Look at that. And mind you, that is the most, what they consider the most divine, perfect blackness. I believe she's Senegalese or some part of Africa. Very jet black. Beautiful. Beautiful woman. And you know, if anybody got any more videos out there that has of any other beautiful black woman that's not too big, but you know, either jet black, brownish, or you know, camera color, you know, please send it to me from my Gmail. You know, Chaos Reign. You know, you like that, Queen Chanel? You love that? You like that? Do you like that, Juju? Y'all like that? Do y'all love that? Tell me, ladies. Give me some feedback, man. Give me some feedback, and please hit the like button because, as you know, I'm not gonna be able to look at the chat room from time to time, so it would be helpful if y'all just hit the like button. Where is my? Hold on, guys. I'm trying to find something. Oh, what the hell? This thing bothered me. Oh, sorry, guys. There we go. Hold on. Shoot. I'm just sending some links. Oh. All right, let me send this out. Oh. All right. Okay, what I'm looking for. Okay, so for those that's watching, listening, make sure you hit the like button, share button. Let's look at this Kimora Lee Simmons thing, man. Where's the news? There's two different articles. One 8 hours ago, one day. All right, let's look at People Magazine because I think that has more context. And mind you, guys, I'm just gonna go through some articles here and there. I mean, this is open panel. We could talk about anything else, but I gotta look at this, see what really is going on here. Since people are making such a ruckus about this. Here we go. I found it. So we're gonna start with this one. Like always, please, to my moderate, Queen Virtue, keep it on point. Let people know we're live, active. Let's begin. About all Russell Simmons family drama involving Kimora Lee Simmons and their two daughters. There's more of a breakdown. The Simmons family found themselves wrapping up in a family feud that all went down on Father's Day 2023. Oh, one other thing before I continue to read this. The word on the street is that it's not looking good for the Simmons family from Russell's side of things, and including Miss Kimora Lee's side of things. That there was some type of money laundering / embezzlement information being put out here that might get not only Russell locked up in jail, but also his wife. The word that this is what's going on. I'm not sure if this is officially factual, but there is articles right now. If I wanted to go dig it up, I could possibly do, but we're not going to invest too much time into this. But the word on the street is not looking good in regards to the money side of things between the Simmons. Keep that in mind. Let me turn this off because this is getting annoying now. Because this, I'll get back to later. Russell Simmons and his ex-wife Kimora Lee Simmons were at center of the controversy, which involves their daughter Ming and Akoto, whom they welcomed together in 2000 and 2022. 2002. Sorry, respectfully. Oh, what's good, Positive Vibes? I see you. Hope everything's well. Oh, please, guys, don't be hesitant to hit the super chat or the Cash App. Queen, can you put my a donation on the screen if you could possibly could? I would appreciate it. Following an Instagram post uploaded by Ming on June 18th, the Def Jam recording executive lashed out in a cryptic message on his own page one day later that ended up garnering a lot of attention for bringing some of their family drama to light. Kimora, who met Russell as a high schooler during New York Fashion Week in 1992, married him in 1998 and divorced him in 2006. So it seemed to me Mr. Russell Simmons has been entertaining this lady since high school. And if my math serves me right, wasn't Russell like in his mid-30s? Yeah, he was in his 30s. While he was messing around with a young woman that's in high school. That's not a good look. Not a good look. But like I said, the man is high value. But still, even high value does not give an excuse. Let's keep going. Ming Akoto defense shared a series of posts to her Instagram story to back up their allegations against their father. The mom of 5 also accused Russell of being abusive to the women in his life. 18 women had previously accused Simmons of sexual misconduct. He denies all accusations. On Mother's Day, Kimura opens up to peoples about the challenge of parenting solo. I'm a single mom of 5 kids, and I know how hard it can be, she previously said. I know how that feels like to raise your kids and to get up every day and only care for them. Well, if you decide to divorce your high value husband at around the age of 31, if my math is right, or actually you start to really start seeking to end this marriage back in 2006, that makes you 31 years old. I mean, you're going to have it hard and rough because you got into this at a stage where, let's be honest, you're at the age now to put a ring on it. It is what it is. Okay. She continues, it doesn't matter if you're rich or famous. At the end of the day, you're a mom and you're a cousin, you're an auntie, you're a family member, you're a community person, a caregiver. You just there trying to make everything come together. In addition to Akoto and Ming, Kimura is mom's to son the Kinzo, which is Dojun, Hasun, and son of Wolfin. I don't know if I pronounced that right. With estranged husband Tim Lessler and son Gary, whom she adopts in 2020 when he was 10. And like I said, I'm going back and forth, make sure no one's in the studio. Okay. All right. All right. Here's everything to know about Simmons' family Father's Day feud. Simmons family, and I'm not sure if this is the oldest one. Look like this is the oldest one, Ming. The Simmons family drama began June 18 when Ming Lee wished her mother Kimura Lee a happy Father's Day. You ladies gotta stop doing this. Now, this is what I do not like and respect. How the hell you have Mother's Day and a Father's Day? Do you got a phallus? Why are your children say happy Father's Day to the mother? No other race of people do this nonsense. And I always question if Miss Kimura Lee Simmons was actually black. Now, the bio from Wikipedia said that her father's African American and her mother was what? Japanese. So I'm thinking, wait. So if your mother is Asian, your father's black, by default you are black by the alleged one drop rule. But the problem with that one drop rule nonsense is that it creates a mindset. Now, I heard that when black men go outside and procreate with other groups of women, they're the ones that carry their own culture. So why is it that these non-black women that have your half-breed children go around being the same woman that we complain about? Something not right here, in my opinion. The math ain't mathing. Ladies, do you agree with this? Is the math mathing? Because I'm getting confused. I'm not sure. I could be going crazy. Give me some feedback in the comment section, please. But I just don't get it, personally. But my thing is this. Only what I find is only within black culture, especially with the ladies. If they're single mothers or they're raising children by themselves and the father either involved or not, or he's not around, whatever the case may be, why are you teaching your children that in Father's Day you must say Happy Father's Day to your mother? Is this bizarre world? Come on, man. Don't be out. Please do not bring insanity. Do not get insane in this, please. I'm very ironic and very angry to find out about this nonsense. That you have the audacity to say that Happy Father's Day to your mother, and no one say that your mother is your mother, not your father. Stop it. Stop it. For the God's sake, stop it. It sounds weird now. You look weird. Having your own children. You need to sit there, correct your children, and say, no, I'm your mother. Your father is your father. Do not say Happy Father's Day to me. You always say Happy Mother's Day. I will emphasize most mothers, whether you're black or mixed, to start teaching your babies this. Stop it. It's insanity. No other group of women or other groups of people do this insane but us. We look weird. We look dumb doing this. I have to emphasize it because this is now becoming madness. Any man, and I'm gonna say this, brothers. Personally, you're not gonna like this. Anytime you're sniffing other, whether mixed or actually fully black, and you and her don't have a relationship no more, you're no longer together, and let's say, God forbid, she has to raise your children, make it a conscious effort. If your children goes out their way to say this nonsense or try to throw in your face, you must be letting know, and you have to start educating. Say, if you do such fly crap, I will cut you off, or I will have to sit there and still in it. I have to sit there re-educate you on what not to do. You have to be involved enough to teach your babies this, because there's no way in hell your children should be referenced Mother's Day and Father's Day to only one parent, which is the mother. I'm gonna keep ranting on it because if I go on, it's gonna go even more deep in the rabbit hole, and you're not gonna like it. Let's keep reading. How did Russell Simmons respond to Ming Lee's Father's Day post? Okay. One day after Ming tribute to her mother was posted, the Def Jam recording co-founder shared a post to his own Instagram story on June 19th that appears to address his family without calling anyone out by name. The image features a black background with white text that reads, "Stop telling father they should have fought hard to see their children and start asking mothers why he had to fight at all." And I have to agree with this. A man should be fight hard to see his own children. They should. And they should. But it goes back to show that when you lay down with certain women, said women that's in this group or in this culture, highly the possibility, and we could say other race women could probably do this to you if you're a black man, possibly too, that the chances are they're not gonna have much respect for you. Hell, they not might respect you to a point where they not make you want to see your own children. Give or take. And because of this, hold on. Let me say it again because I'm not sure if I was muted. Let me check. Can you guys hear me? All right. Let me say that again. Let me read that again because I'm not sure if I was muted. One day after Ming tribute to Def Jam reiterate, the image featured a black background with white text that reads, "Stop telling fathers they should have fought harder to see their children and start asking mothers why he had to fight at all." I agree with that. When women do make the conscious effort, now I'm not sure if this might be all different racial background of other men, but it's no evident when it comes to this black culture thing. It's evident that there's always constant fight. You have to fight for your children. This is what I'm starting to notice, and it's very sad. Personally, I don't like that, but this is what I think that needs to stop, especially when you don't have no real actual connection with your own children. It becomes a big problem. He follows up with a second slide that features a quote which read, "The father you have is the perfect father for the evolution of your soul and the lessons that you need to learn in this lifetime." Okay. And as you know, you see his daughters, and I'm not sure how tall Russell. I think Russell's like 5'8", possible. I don't think he's that tall. I think you're right. I don't think Russell Simmons is that tall when I think about it. And I'm not gonna check his height either. Like I know for a fact that I know for a fact that his wife is 6 feet tall. And for him, he's like, you know, might be an inch or shorter. One second, guys. I'm doing tests. All right, I'm good. Okay, I'm good. All right, guys. So let's keep going. Did Akoto Lee respond to Russell Simmons' cryptic post? Shortly after Russell's post, the cryptic message to his Instagram story on June 19th, Akoto, who just graduated from Harvard, very good school, like I said before, back her mom and sister post a video of Russell's appearing to yell at her over FaceTime to her Instagram page. She caps it, "This is not someone who will accept help." Now, mind you, this is the problem when men, listen to me good. Listen good. Listen good. Listen good. Listen good. And it's a man that has speak honest for I'm seeing things outside looking in. You spoil your children too goddamn much. Now repeat that for people in the back. And let me make myself bigger. You spoil your children too much. In my philosophy, my opinion, children should not be spoiled, especially if you're black children. And the reason why I say children should not be spoiled is because, personally, when you spoil children, it breeds a sense of real entitlement. And last time we need is entitled, ungrateful little Negroes or just children in general out here. I'm not sure why people that have money, like men that has some means, why would you spoil children like that? I don't know why would you do something like that. Because one thing is evident from the videos and from just in general for a lot of young children that's now young adults. When you're a man that you just constantly leave with your wallet with your kids, it does become problematic. Now I notice that most men say, "Well, I'm doing this because my daughter, I give her everything." I think you might have to reevaluate that. You might have to start reevaluate how much that if you should be giving your daughter everything. Because she will not appreciate much nothing when you give her everything. I know most people, women do need some sense of resource, but in the case of our society and how children are developed now in society, the last thing you want to do if you marry, you got it like that. You don't want to be throwing everything and spoiling your children to the point where they feel very entitled, to the point that they're gonna go back behind your back and disrespect you like these half breeds and any other breed of children you produce feel, and that they're gonna not only think that way, but rub it in your face. And personally, that's something that as a man, We do control that. We're responsible for that. We need to get control of that fast, ASAP. All right, let's keep going. Because look at this. She's writing, telling me say that you need help. Help what? You are 21 years old. You went, and I believe her own father paid for her to pay for her college. Last time I checked. After you graduate from a top one university with any degree you got, you should be making use of the network you built, the network people that you built to help you continue further whatever you got from your father to keep pushing further. This is the reason why a lot of people that make money, real money, they're not so clear to pass down to their children because you have not built yourself up to really appreciate much as are able to sustain something your father, your mother built for themselves to get you to this point. Because there's no actual grind to you. You did not come from the gutter. How your father had to sleep countless nights, study. Hell, sometimes he has to eat ramen noodles to the point he might be homeless to get to where he's at today. And because I've no, and I had this conversation with Paco, especially on this, personally about this, right? And he says always important to pass down some set the money keeps growing. If you make over $1 million, some you should pass down your money to your children so that way they're able, where if their position they are in life, maybe they'll make more money or they might be fine with the money you have. I call bunk. And the reason why I call bunk on that is because if you did not was nurtured into this, if you're not groomed and nurtured to this, you will never have appreciation for it. You will never will. Because you did not grind to make this money. You know the countless nights, hardship, the work ethic it takes to get from where you at to where you are now. You will never appreciate it because it from born into this. And because that there's a danger. Because now, if you did not really grind to get where your parents are at to get to that point, you will abuse the money that will be left to you. And eventually you will go broke, just like these athletes, entertainers within less than a decade. Especially athletes, which is not a rumor. This is true. Athletes will go broke after 10 years, 5 years at best. So really, we gotta be honest here. It bothers me to see women like this, young girls like this, gonna point the finger on their own parents, especially her father that worked his butt off to get you where you're at. And this is the thanks he got. It's very sickening. It's actually shameful. I find it disgusting, personally. Very disgusting. Anyway. All right, let me see what else is on here. Let me keep reading, guys. Wait, hold on. Oh, make sure you guys like the stream and, if you're not subscribed to the channel. Let me make it bigger so y'all can see. All right, let's continue. She also shared screenshots of text messages between her and her father to her Instagram stories, which have since been deleted, where she said he harassed her boyfriend and friends if she blocked him or took some space. In another thread post online by Akodo, or Akia, I think it's Akodo, that's pronounced right, text, which are inferred to be from Russell, though a name is not shown, implied Kimura has stolen money and the love of my kids as a promise. Akodo responded, I never speak to you until you die. Don't ever say that again. Now, mind you, and this is where it gets very messy. As if you're children, you stay in a child's place. I- And I don't mind his father revealed that information to his own kids, the ones as adults. But let's be personally honest. They don't really know that. Hold on, guys. We're gonna do this because I think it's doing something right now to me. I'm not sure what it's doing. It's doing some weird stiff stuff right now. I'm gonna fix it right now for y'all. Sent to myself because look like my computer internet is acting up. I don't know why is that. That is very usual. I'm gonna pull it back down for you guys. All right, so I'm gonna pull it back up now for you. Just as the article is getting really good, this crap had to happen. It comes with the territory. I'm gonna share my screen again, guys. All right, we're going back down and try to find that link again. As it loads up. Where was I? Okay. I'm going to look back and forth to find where I was at. Okay, I think this is one. All right. In a separate lengthy message to Russell, Akoda wrote, "Every time I spoke to you, you would yell and scream about a legal situation that I can't even respond to because I'm not involved. And I'm your child, not your lawyer, your ex-wife of it. I can do nothing. You yell at me like it's my fault. No, your father's not yelling at you, sweetie. Your father's letting you know the criminality that your mother got herself entangled in with this so-called Caucasoid banker, investment banker, that's actually a thief. And the sad thing about it is that because of your mother's decisions, it could pretty much cost your parents their freedom. Unfortunately. Unfortunately. And because of that, your mom's gonna do time in jail, sweetie. And your father's giving a heads up of what she has done for negligence. And it's very sad, personally, in my opinion, that your father has to spill the tea and let you know what's really going on. So you know your mom's not that innocent, but it's very hard to break that ice or break the so-called control of her and you because he's not been around you long enough because your mom divorced your dad. So now your father's been cut off the picture. And because of this, sorry to say, your mother had to do what she had to do. And because what she has to do what she had to do, there's consequence that the family might go broke. And it's something that's not being discussed. Not being discussed at all. That what your father has got you to this point, putting you through law school or wherever degree you got from Harvard, is that you're able to self-sustain yourself further, which is the best thing a father can give to his own daughter. But anyway, let's keep going. She also touched on the possibility of mental illness. Some of us do think he's mentally ill or experiencing something like dementia. She wrote over a tearful photo of herself. He really acts like he hates and does not know his children frequently. Well, he can't because he's been separated from you because your mother. Now, could I say that it don't give him an excuse to not be an involved father? No, but it changed the dynamics once you and your mother no longer actually legally married and you are separate, where she has to find separate housing and all that stuff. That does play a factor of how much you're gonna have access to him personally, close to him, besides the cell phone. And side note, for all you dudes or future fathers, or include myself, you must be able to have communications verbally and possibly in real time with your children, especially your daughters and sons. By any means necessary, you must do this because your children needs to hear your voice and see you once in a while, to see that you're still there, to see that you still somehow care. Make the conscious effort. And if you could, make the time. This will help them further away in their development towards your relationship between you and them. All right. A quote describes how Russell used to be the best dad ever. Prior to his media issues, he was really the best dad ever and a great co-parent. He and my mom were best friends. She wrote, we all defended him against anything, and then he suddenly turns on anyone who will let him lash out. It is a really just terrifying change to watch, she concluded. Is Kimora Lee Simmons involved in the Father's Day drama? Yes, she is. Look at her tall self. And sometimes it's hard for me to believe that she is part black because she still looks ethnically Asian. There's no tanning. Her hair is still straight. You could tell when some children that are mixed, there's certain byproducts of miscegenation. She don't look like no misogyny has happened in her genetics at all. And I mean, person, she's has a slim, small frame. There's no black in her. That's why I always question these actual information. I don't go by all what Wikipedia said. I will take their word for it for somewhat now, but I will not take it as tangible fact that Kimora Lee is have two different racial parents, because I can see in her phenotype more than enough. Now, this might depend if the father is actually black. Now, could the father be mulatto? Because if he's mulatto, that also plays a factor of the mixture of Kimora Lee Simmons, as you can see in the screen, ladies. So, so as you know, that does plays a factor. Actually, it plays a huge factor when I think about it. So they can't fool me and tell me that, that all they gotta say I'm partially black from the one drop rule. I cannot take that as gospel, personally, because I need to see the parents, both the mother and father. Some actual pictures of your father and actual pictures of your mother, especially you say your father's black. If your father's black, so where are the pictures of this black man? Where are they? That's a challenge. If anybody knows she has pictures of her parents, please leave it in my, or let me know in the comment section. I will a direct link to my email, and you could probably forward me the links where I could find this. I'm not gonna sit there be typing Google to find things. If she has these present in existence, please share with me. I don't know. I gotta see it to believe it personally. And right now, I'm not really convinced that I'm not really convinced that she's black. Personally, I see too many images, videos of her, and there's nothing really black about Kamora Lee. Personally, I think one thing is evident now, and this a lot of black women gotta be very careful. Listen to me good. There are too many people that are posing as black that's in your spaces that's dominating in representation of who black women is. Too many women. Some that are even in the last live stream. If you go back to my last live stream, which is still up on YouTube, about foreign women and what do you call it? Foreign women and FDA women. Is foreign women part of the gender war? That was a question I posed. That's the question. So, am I right or wrong? But like I said, we don't have these discussions because, and I mind you, I had conversations with the one Miss Queen Oasis, and she told me about this, and I never really conceived on this, but now thinking about it, and with the one they call Paris that was on the other brother's channel, mention this again. I had to put some speculation that, yeah, I think there's a good number of women that's not ADOS in these spaces pushing not only divestment talking points, but also other gender war aspects to the conversation amongst black folks here in the West. That's what I'm thinking. But that's something that I thought of. All right. So let me think. Where's the article? Let me keep going down. Where's the article? Okay. After Cody posted the message from her father to her Instagram story, Kamora blasted Russell on her own social media account in defense of herself and her children. The posts, which have since been deleted, feature white text overlaying over a simple black background and lobby serious allegations against the father of her daughter. I'm so sorry to have to do this, Kamora began, but this man who has been threatening my kids' lives, I'm hearing so much more now. We won't be bullying, threatening, or afraid. She continues to leave my kids alone. This narrative of attacking the only caregiver and the only parent in the home with the kids, the mom and the kids, for one own shortcomings and embarrassment, is dead, dead, dead. And I don't think that's in quotes. But still, man, find it very weird. Find it very weird that you'll have something like this. It's not a good look, man. Anybody to call line? I don't know if y'all guys can hear me. Okay, no one's going. All right, y'all listen. All right, let me continue. All right, so let's continue reading. Where was I? The model also accused Russell of being abusive to the women in his life. 18 women have previously accused Simmons of sexual misconduct. He denies all accusations. The same abuse-ish, Kamora wrote, "This is how you maneuver with the women all around you. You threaten and lie and intimidate or intimidation maneuvers and tactics
are sad. Stop it, please. You are only flesh and blood. Enough is enough. Now, I'm trying to find out what type of things that Mr. Simmons is really doing. Because one thing is evident, a man that has status and money like himself, what things that these women that say that he's doing that they now have the strength to come out? Because it was only done by 18 women. Why didn't other 100 or more women didn't come up with this? I wonder. And 18 women is just a small thing, small little pool in the pot. But no other women that, and mind you, Russell interact with a lot more than that. I find it weird. Now, I'm not saying it was true or not, but I find where it's only 18 women. But let's keep going. On June 20th, Russell posts another cryptic message in his Instagram story, appearing to apologize to his two daughters after Kimora accused him of threatening my kids' lives. Yeah, I think he's gonna threaten no kids' lives, so we gotta stop that. Addressing Akoto and Ming in a post, Russell wrote, "God is testing you, and a little bit it is okay. Be strong. They are calling growing pains. As you know, we're going through adversity and struggles. You read my book and heard me preach your whole childhood, and I reached back to old lessons and remember, smile and breathe with heart emojis. Smile and breathe, no heart emojis here. You are the watchers of this world. So let's go be a ease. God is driving and he is working on you with another heart emoji." He continues. This is sound very fruitish in a minute. Man, you gotta stop putting these heart. I try not to put no heart emojis when I'm texting. It looks very weird. Simmons then appeared to address his daughter Okoto's social media post, in which she shares a video of him yelling at her over FaceTime to her Instagram page. "Deeply sorry for being frustrated and yelling," Russell wrote, "but know this, there are no conditions. For sure, I love you guys more and I love myself." He concluded the post. Yeah. Yeah. Y'all still there? All right. I don't know why my computer acted up on the other side. Cause I had some other things popped up here. So, like I said, that's that. And there's text messages, which I'm not gonna waste my time show these little stupid tweets. And let me look at some of these tweets since it's up here. And the funny thing I said earlier about the money situation. Remember, Kimora was involved with a dude that is a banker. And you know how bankers are, they're there to take your money. Let's keep it real. But more than to say that, he did plead guilty, but this guy did not do much time at all. And let you know, saying that these bankers are very heavily protected. Now I think about it. I'm not sure what banker does not do much money or time in jail at all. I could be wrong, but let me see if anybody in the call line queue. Maybe they haven't answered this. No, there's list. Call line's open, guys. The call line over here, and let me give the number. Since I did, I don't know if I posted. If I didn't, it will be posted. Call line is 717-908-1834. Access code 917-324 pound. Russell might do time in jail, and that's what his biggest fear is. Alongside his wife, alongside his former wife, and that's why I could see his frustration as a man. I feel it. And I'm not saying you can't lose your character or lose your way because these women are, doing this. Gotta stay very positive. You gotta stay, ready for anything, especially when you have these issues. Now, 1 second. I'm gonna try to see if I can find another link or article or video. 1 second. All right, guys. The phone line's working. Speak, Jay. Let me see if anybody can hear you. And go ahead. Wait, stop, Jay. I gotta switch over because it's not being resonating here. I'm gonna flip back over to my other monitor. Give me 1 second. Give me 1 second. All right, guys. I'm gonna switch. Bye. 1 moment. All right. So go ahead, speak, caller Jay. Well, what's your
All
take?
right, so I was saying that the information about the story that you are speaking of, coincidentally, I was reading about it yesterday by accident. It just came across my screen. But I mean, it's a tricky situation with Russell Simmons, right? Because I think that Russell Simmons always gave financial backing to take care of his kids, his wife. I don't know, his personal how long he spent with her. I know that I see documentaries and things where he was always had his daughters involved, and he also would have his wife involved, Kamora Lee at the time. So I know I seen a story a few days ago that was talking about black entrepreneurs, specifically clothing, and they were showing a special on Dapper Dan and all the black clothing lines that came out. He was featured as well, and then they had her, and she was speaking on, the whole brand of Baby Fat and how he helped launch it, and basically kind of he set her up for her success, if you want to say, to a certain degree. And I would say that they both complemented each other because she is an Asian woman and probably, at the time was attractive. I don't think, in my personal opinion, I don't think she's that attractive now, but she was at a point, right? And two things that stood out, or one of the things, was that when she was saying that she met her first husband and started the clothing line. Again, speaking on this subject matter about clothing, she had said, "Yeah, I met my husband when I was very, very, very young." I was like, "Wow, what was that about?" Because there was a lot of rumors saying that he got with her when she was a minor, and these models, they young and stuff like that.
Yeah, that actually was true. That was true. It's actually factual.
Right, and I want to be clear. Look, I know that we now, not trying to say hypersensitive. I think there was always a population of people that always looked at things like that a little off, right, or off, period. But there was a lot of people that accepted that stuff. I mean, and we're living in a world of hypocrisy in the sense of, again, whether you consider what right or wrong, but you got people right now in this world that are getting married to minors, and in places out of this country that's legally accepting that, right? And then you have things that happen within this country that's supposed to be illegal, and they let that fly in certain times, and then whenever they don't feel like it, then they don't let it fly. I mean, if you start going by the history of this country and how, there was young women, or they're not young women, but young ladies and young girls getting married, having sex at a minor age with grown men. That's the long line of that's been happening for years in this country. So it's nothing new. Not to say that it's right. When to say it's wrong, that everybody's entitled to their opinion. But that was one thing. Another thing was you said something about the emojis. I mean, I wasn't really going to go there, but you went there.
Okay.
There was, and I don't think necessarily. I know that what you're saying, like from an angle of view, you can say, well, that looks kind of like fruity, and men shouldn't be doing certain things because that's not what we would do. Is more like feminine or femalish, right? But
So before you go on, in regards to the emojis, and I'm not sure if it's a woman. This is like a article on the People's Magazine that
right
that wrote. Let me turn this right up because sorry, cause I don't want feedback. The emoji part is I find a little odd, to me. Now this is just me. But go ahead. I want to hear your response. Go ahead.
No. So it really wasn't specifically that, but you sparked something. So
Okay.
because when you said he wrote that, I don't know if you know, there was rumors of Russell Simmons not only sleeping with minors, women, but that he slept with men.
I mean,
And,
that's why I heard about it. I wouldn't be surprised.
Yeah, and it's not no big. See, look, in the music industry, man, there was a lot of wild shit going on, especially in the '80s. All right, if you start opening up the book of, like, I'll just give you an example, and it had nothing to do with hip hop, but she was connected with hip hop culture. Madonna. If you start digging into Madonna's stuff and you start seeing who she's connected with and her elements and the surroundings, and then you're gonna start seeing that in the hip hop world and the music world in general, not specifically hip hop, but all of music, there was drops of or sprinkles of wild activity that was going on, and some of it had to do with people trying to get people to get in the industry. Oh, you want to get in the industry, and then there was people that had their ways of trying to get people in. You had people that was using like the Epsteins and the Weinsteins that were trying to manipulate their position to get women, and then you also had men that were doing it in the music industry, but also with men. So or young boys. So this is not nothing new. I would say, look, I can separate the credit of the work that he has helped build with Def Jam. Another thing is this: Russell Simmons. They say, well, he's the first black entrepreneur or the first record company. That's not 100% correct. It was Sylvia Robinson, Sugar Hill Gang Records. She was really the first one to really kind of, if you want to say, the first one to do any hip hop record commercially. And then Russell Simmons comes along a couple of years later, and then he also had, if it wasn't having help, the white guy was his Rick Rubin, his college roommate, which was a Jewish man that was able to get resources. This probably would have never been what it was. So I mean, as much as we hate it, we love it. Look, white people, and it had something to do with hip hop culture or music in general, was the part of the business side. So we had the talent. We brought it to the people that had the resources to expand it and get your talent out there. So it was a hand-by-hand thing. It's just that white people a lot of times want to over-credit and want to act like they did everything. And it's like, come on. And then us, our people too, times we try to, well, we did this, we did that. We got to get our business shit right. Because a lot of times what happened with Russell Simmons, again, was a good suggestion or beginning of start, but he also did partially what a lot of record companies did. The same thing, robbery of the artist, just selling away the rights and things like that. So when you start looking at stuff, he did contribute to the culture. I think he's contributed in many ways. And then, everybody has their flaws. So those along with his great accomplishments, he has some flaws. I'm in the middle in a way, because when the shit hit the fan with his situation, he done ran to another country to avoid getting arrested or something.
Remember, Jay?
They wasn't looking for.
Remember, Jay? The language. I'm on my channel.
Right. All right. They said that he got arrested for allegedly this, allegedly that, and I didn't hear anything from it. I didn't hear the United States Attorney General or anybody on a high position saying, okay, we're looking for Russell Simmons. He needs to return back to the U.S. So I don't know all the details. I know that they're trying to get him for stuff that he's done in the past. And I think he's admitted to it. I've seen like him speaking. I don't know if you want to say the confession, but he spoke one time and he admitted to certain things that he apologized for. So I don't know, man.
Okay.
I'm in the middle with the situation.
All right.
That's it.
All right. Respect, Jay. It's always good to have the call lines open. And normally I don't do this often, but it's one of the special occasions. And hell, it's the first day of the summertime. Why not? But thank you. All right. Appreciate it. All right. Let me see what I'm gonna do. Hold on 1 second, guys. Okay, now the one video that I know has been circulating around, and some that I put some thought into it to cover, but I said, why not to start this nice hot summer? And listen, the summer's gonna get hot, very hot. We're gonna look into Miss Pope's I guess divestment message to the ladies, the black women of America, the nice fugly women, the ones that said they are thick, but we know they're fat, but and the reason I'm saying thick and fat because we have to know the difference, people. I remember the one they call 6-footer is the only woman, but she's one of a small pie. Will check and tell the woman what they lack and what they need to do better. Regardless, she has a history of being an entertainer on the dance floor. But nonetheless, her message still holds weight. Now we have Miss Pope. Now, I guess she's pushing the message to, I guess, the sisters, and tell them they must go and, I guess, explore the options, which, a lot of them have to explore enough options and come very short. Because let's be honest, if you know the history of black people, you also know the history of a lot of things. And another thing that reveals more information about this, why really black people, especially not only some of the men, if they could get it or not, but also the ladies, that if you're going to put yourself in this dating realm, whether in person or online, you don't really stand a chance on your quests for finding mates outside the so-called black circle. One of the books that I'm probably going to reference, and I'm going to show you, because I don't got the video here. Let me see if I have the book. I'm going to show y'all now this book. Let me see. Oh, good. All right, so let me enter. Hold on. See it? This is the book. All right. Sorry about that. That's the echo. That's called Date and Divide. That's the book. And that book came out 2 years ago. So now let's start off with Miss Rebecca Pope. And I'm hoping that she not only explains herself more proper in detail, but has some, hopefully, data to back her claims. Hopefully. Let's begin. And pay attention closely, guys, on this one. Where is it? If I could find it. Matter of fact. Okay, I found Auntie. Oh damn! Oh here it is.
Hello, beautiful people. I took yesterday off since it was the end of my 30-day life challenge.
All right. Now, as y'all see the picture of the book, The Dating Divide, right? The book's titled Race and Desires in the Era of Online Romance by, I think, 3 women. One woman's Asian, Ken Ho Lin. The other are 2 European women. I think both of the other women, Chelsea and Jennifer, are from America. And I think 1 or 2 of them got PhDs. Wrote this book. This book was an extensive study for the last 10 or more years in regards how the online dating scene of how people now use online dating to find their match or find their mates. And that book has some very alarming evidence in regards to us and them. But I'm going to let Rebecca Pope talk about why she decided to shift gears in regards to Black women. Fair use, fair use.
And now, with this video today, I'm not going to rush because there are some very key points that I need to make. I said some things inside of the Divine Dating Workshop as women were asking me questions that I realized there were some main key points that I have not probably said publicly, but I was saying them inside of class. And I could tell some of them were really shocked by some of the things that I had to say. One of those things being, and now this video is going to need to come with a couple of warning labels, because I'm sure it's going to trigger some of you. Some of you are not going to want to hear what I have to say. But let's just remember, I'm married, okay? Been married a couple times, okay? I know what it is to get married, attract a husband, date someone, convert, court, get engaged, be married, right? So I'm going to take my time. 1, I have gotten in trouble before for saying Black women who want to exclusively marry Black men, we are in the middle of a crisis. Black men are in crisis. And anybody who denies that Black men are in crisis is ignoring the data, the science, the research, the statistics.
You know, I find it very interesting. I think YouTube's doing some weirdness right now. All of a sudden, I play this video. Now I'm seeing my chat jump from 2 people to almost 6 people. This is very intriguing. I just noticed that. I don't know if anybody noticed it, but that's me. But anyway, side note. She's going to say data, statistics, stats, but she don't even reference 3 links. Now, I could be wrong. Last time I checked, when you have these conversations amongst the sexes, they always say that you got to show some receipts, stats, information, etc. Right? But when it comes to the ladies, the only thing I heard, and I heard one of them on one particular man's panel talking about, told this man personally that you should Google it. Lazy, very lazy, and it lets you know that you're bull crapping the man because you don't have actual facts to point it. These 3 scholars wrote a book, and they now study the climax and the dynamics now of how the dating scene is now on the modern man and woman of the 21st century. And you know me, I don't mind referencing certain articles that's on the internet that people could look at or Google. But when you start putting it now in a book, it actually explains it much clearer. And maybe I should do an actual book series on this. I'm thinking. I don't know. I'm still thinking about it. But let's let Ms. Pope explain more about her decision to go the divestment route. Fair use, fair use.
It is not a figment of your imagination that there are not enough eligible black men to marry. You are not imagining that. It is real. By the time, like I said, I'm going to take my time with this. By the time you take that black people are only 11% of the population, black men being half of that 11%, by the time you remove the gay men, by the time you remove the mass incarceration, that when you see the populations of these prisons, and it is predominantly black men that are, these prisons are full of black men. Full.
Now, let's unpack that. When you mean the prisons are full of black men, my question, and this has to be a very serious question. And I don't like using this, but let's go there. Are these prisons filled with Pookie? Are these prisons full with the Ray Ray? What are you saying? Because if we go by the information presented, majority of people, non-black people that go and do time in jail are non-violent offense. By average. Or the other percentage, they're doing some crime, rather stealing, robbing, or even deleting people. So, who's in these prisons now, Miss Pope? And the word on the street is, and we don't want to go the gender route, but let's go there. There's now a rise in black females being imprisoned at a much slowly progressive higher rate than the male population. And if I have any actual numbers, I might have to do an actual live stream on this. But the thing that's going on right now is that it's growing, and it's growing pretty fast. So we got to really ask the question out here is, who's really going and filling these prisons now? Because last time I checked, most black people on the average mind their business and try to live a law-abiding life right now in the 21st century. And they do it more than ever, because last time I checked, the crime rate right now with some of us is actually starting to drop. And I think with the men, it started to drop pretty fast. So we got to ask a question, and I want y'all to, and I want to answer this. Is it just Pookie and Ray Ray filling these prisons? I need to know this. But anyway, let's keep going. Fair use, fair use.
At an exponential rate compared to our percentage of society. We're only 11% of the population, but the prisons are full of black men. You take out the men who are already married. You take out the men who are on the down low, gay, pretending to be straight, but ain't never going to marry a woman. Or if they do, they're bearding, faking, fronting, whatever. Inside of the still group of eligible black men in the dating pool, you still now, under heterosexual black men who are not married and who are not gay and who are not in prison, are still going to be your gold tooth, pants sagging dudes who have 0 sense. That's still inside of that number. Black men have come at me when I say there's not enough eligible men, and they push back at me. But one of the things I've realized about good black men is that you don't realize that, first of all, there's not a gazillion more like you. I've noticed this even with my husband. There's a lack of awareness around what is eligible and the availability of black men. My husband thinks so many men are just like him. that there's just really a bunch of Carrie Popes running around that are solid, hard-working, intelligent, marriage material, mature, grown men who want to be responsible and want to build a family. And I'm like, Carrie Pope, no. So ladies, by the time you take out the rappers, the gold teeth, the sagging pants, the young ones who just ain't even ready for marriage, now you got a whole other demographic of black men who have sworn off black women. Whole movements created to completely giving up on black women.
My question. The question has to be asked again. Let me make myself big. Who are these movements that's saying they didn't want to deal with black women? Now, I tell people many times, you always gotta be questionable, and we're gonna have to go there today. There is no such thing as free or non-promotion. If you're gonna do any streams or any videos of this nature, you must call out groups, not names, but groups, so people could identify what the hell you're talking about. Right now, I don't know what the hell you're talking about right now. It's like a word babble person, in my opinion. And you know me, I don't like word babble. But that's what it is right now. And these whole groups, and you see this face right here she make? Look at this face. Look at this right here. Look at it. I wish I could zoom in. Can I zoom in? Oh, can this thing zoom in? I don't think I can zoom in. I can't zoom in that. That's what. She gave you that look, say, whole groups. The suspense just kills you. And that's not a good look when somebody could just capture that face and use that as a screen share, They can use this face actually as a main. Now I think about it. That's a perfect main face. I don't care what y'all say. That's a perfect main face. I would probably use that joke as a main. I don't know about y'all. That'd be a perfect main. Shit. Screw that. That's just funny. Anyway, yeah, you're going to have to give detail. Who's these groups? Who are you talking about? And if these groups, let's say they exist, there has to be a reason why these black men are now saying the hell with black women. There's always a reason. There's always a cause that creates effects. But like I said, it's, jibber jab. It's like you got to play guessing games. Who's she talking about? What's she talking about? That's what I'm getting the vibes. Anyway, let's keep going. The fair use.
Completely. That black women are not marriage material and that black women are not wife material. There's not all of black men, but there's a percentage of black men who feel that way. And all these daggone gender wars on social media and all the men who are beefing in, they've been hurt by 2 black women in their life, and now they're writing off all black women. And black women don't do that. Black women been dogged by black men, drugged by black men, completely ran over and heartbroken by black men, but still don't give up on black men. Black men, on the other hand, whole demographic of black men just giving up on black women. There are Facebook groups of black men who are dedicated to hurting.
Now, she said earlier about the loyalty, I mean, listen, you're only loyal to your options. Let's keep real. People will tell you that they're loyal if they have the options available to them. Now, back in 2021-ish of the fall, I did a stream on the 1.5 million babies that black women have more than the black men in this community. All other race of men have more children than their women because they're supposed to be a smaller group, so they're going to procreate with more than one baby, right? That's good. But when we look at the black community, it's totally different for some reason. I'm not sure why, but when we find out that since women don't seek marriage, a lot of our sisters, if they can get her or not, right? They decide to have the children and play the baby mother role instead. Because easy being a parent than being an actual wife. There's no strings attached. There's no marriage certificate, you know. It's all easy, you know. And because this, what you notice now, hold on. What you notice is that it's creating a dynamic where you see influx of babies. And let's keep it real, because certain laws now, they're going to start punishing women that do fraternity fraud. I forgot which state was it. I don't know if it's Texas or it was Tennessee. I think it's state of Tennessee. Could be wrong. They're starting to make the direction that they might start penalizing women that lie about fraternity fraud and stuff. Well, that's only one state. I'm not sure if all other 49 states are going to follow suit. Only time will tell. But like I said, time is your best leader. So let's keep going. Fair use.
Black men who want to blame black women for all their problems, as if a white woman or a Latino woman, somebody who don't want you, by the way, are going to deal with your shenanigans and craziness because they got even higher standards. Because their culture raises them to have higher standards than black women. So you got to step up in order to even date a white or other woman, because their culture teaches them to marry into financial security for a man to be a provider and protector. It's in their culture.
And some of the black men that do talk about this, the provider aspect, there are some set of black men that will provide, and there are going to be some set of black men that said, the hell with it, I'm not giving you a penny. It's life. Now, for those dudes that, like Miss Pope said, if they say that they don't want them, last time I checked, other groups of women, they know they have to really, for them to function in society and within the nature state, they have to pair bond with a man, regardless. This society, and I don't like to go on the feminine aspects of the history of feminism because that's just irrelevant at this point. And the reason why I say is because as I look at feminism as it stands in its existence for the last almost 60 years, since 61 or 62, maybe 61 years, and we could probably even go as far as 64 years since the end of the 50s, that who taught women majority is through academia, school systems. Hold on a second, guys. I'm gonna do that. Yeah, so you gotta look at that. Gloria Steinem or any of those caucasoids, they learned feminism through white academia that was run and taught and facilitated by their own men. And from what I'm hearing from the old man, feminism goes even far back into like the early parts of 1800s in Europe. But we had to keep in mind that none of these women just come out their woodwork by coincidence and decide to become feminisms. They had to be taught this. There's a certain teaching. Some things have to learn from a man. I'm convinced that everything the woman learns and what they quote label what we hear today as feminism was created and facilitated by men, particularly European men. If and end of story. So when she's talking about that these other women don't want them and it's going to be standard, a good portion of black men, not all black men is going to be able to swirl successfully and get non-black women in numbers like that. And when I mean by numbers, I mean, in America, some black men are not going to risk it because of the social dynamics of this country. Now, outside America, most black men will go out this country and get a nice non-black white Latina on the average. I hear they talk about they get black Latinas, but we all know they're getting white Latinas. Let's stop it. Let's stop it. She gonna have this shape if it's real or not. But I gotta keep real with you guys. When I see these images of the women that they're showing, these women look just like normal Europeans with a butt and maybe some good sized breasts. But other than that, like I said, I mean, they get non-black women. If they'll get it in America, they're sure as hell gonna travel and get one outside the country. And side note, a good brother said this that only 7% of Americans, especially if you're black, you will never leave your zip code, much less your the country. I would have to disagree with that. If the dynamics and the social economics are more hardship in America, that's going to very much change in the next 15 years. If America doesn't really be the predominant leaders of the world, I would say majority of Americans, whether white or non-black, are going to find other land mass to be more economically feasible. They're not going to stay in an environment, regardless if they said we're still no one in the world, they're not going to stay around in a fallen empire. I solely believe a lot will take that, will take a different direction for their own preservations. And if there's not in America, they're going to find somewhere else. So I had to really correct that. So let's keep listening to her because, she men are good, but they are. It's a black more. Fair use, fair use.
So I'm in the gym the other morning. I'm on the treadmill. Black men working out all around. I look, I'm paying attention. A good third to half the black men I see in the gym are gay. Ladies, and that's not my imagination. Everywhere I look, it is gay black men. It doesn't matter why. We can talk about why. You can go into all the whys, ladies. It doesn't matter. I'm on the phone with my therapist this week. I'm saying to her, I've never been more happy. I'm in such a great place. So much peace and balance, and Carrie pays 95% of the bills. I've never been in a place where I did not have the financial pressure. I am provided for and taken care of. I still work, but I'm not under the pressure I was previously. And I said, Dr. Pam, that's my therapist. Dr. Pam, is this how white women feel? When a man is paying all the bills? I've never been here before. I'm just being honest with y'all. I've been 50-50. I've done my part. I've done more than my part. Y'all have been in course with me. I've been honest. I've paid 90% of the bills. I've been paying all the bills at times in different marriages. I've been in all the different situations. It's the first time in my life that a man is taking care of me. Thank you, Carrie Anthony Pope. But I said, this is the reality for a lot of other women. This is the reality for a lot of Latin women, a lot of white women. This is what it feels like to not have the financial burden.
She switched to say not only black women, white women. I mean, white women have it just as rough as any other person, just like Asian women or Hispanic women in this country. The one thing that's not really talked about that in America, people work, women work.
A lot of people not gonna have that soft light. Yeah. So, you know, not sure what last thing I said. American women work. She referenced black women first and everybody else, like everybody's got it easy. No one got it easy. Everybody works to make their little ends meet at the end of the day. I could really sadly say that if it was that easy, I mean, we won't have the issues we have now. We all know life does not work like that. Let me see what time it is. Okay. So you go to work. You're gonna pay. You contribute to society. I think America designed the way that is, and we as people got to understand and respect that. Okay, so now I'm looking at what's this? I'm just checking my back channel. Okay, so let me see if I can get this video back up and running. And let's see if we won't have any more problems. I'm hoping we don't got more problems because you know how this thing. I'm gonna get this fixed, guys. Don't worry about it. I'm gonna get this fixed because this is just not getting annoying. So sit back and sit tight. All right. All right. Let me jump off here and I'm gonna come back. All right, I am back, and now we are going to continue this videotape. Where is it? Where is it? Auntie, where's my auntie? Okay. And I'm going fast forward it, okay, guys.
All the different situations. It's the first time in my life that a man is taking care of me. Thank you, Carrie Anthony Pope. But I said, this is the reality for a lot of other women. This is the reality for a lot of Latin women, a lot of white women. This is what it feels like to not have the financial burdens of a household on you. Right now, I'm at my best. I don't wake up stressed. I'm able to lean into my feminine. I am cooking and healthy and watching, monitoring the things in the family, helping to take care of Carrie with his health and his food, and I'm ease and flow, and things are just so amazing. And I began to think, and my therapist said to me, she says, Rebecca, you are experiencing something that very few black women will ever experience. You are experiencing what very few black women will ever experience. This is from my therapist. My therapist is in her 50s. She's been a therapist for over 30 years. She is so experienced, so wisdom, knowledge, woman of God. She's amazing. And if you reverse engineer what she's saying, ladies, she's saying to you what I'm saying. If you are a black woman and you want to be married,
wait.
And
pause,
you want to
pause.
lean into your feminine.
Okay. Let me see what's in the chat room. Romano Force, and I don't have to say that black men that have had means had quietly leave the U.S. in the early 80s. Excluding military men. Yep. Okay. 7% of women have to work. Yes. And for those that want to join the stream, I think the link's in the chat room. Let me check. Yeah, if you want a guy's gonna come up or whoever want to come up, that's fine. The link's in the chat room. Let me refresh this. Yep, the link's in the chat room. Yeah, I agree with you, brother. I totally agree with you. And one thing about Romello, they're saying that a lot of A lot of Americans will not leave America because we're born, raised, and we're going to dead and die here. Um, I would say to those that will stay, they will stay, and those that will go, they eventually will go. I'm not in the notion that people are going to go stay here and eventually live the best of their life in America if the American dollar falls or economic climates gets too difficult. I beg differ that people will do what's in the best interest for their own preservation and survival in an uncertain environment we call America. So I like that. So let me check who's in the chat room. All right, I think I see brother bro speak. You there, brother? Hello?
Hey, what's going on, Cass?
What's good? What's good, man? What's good? What's good? How you doing?
I'm doing all right. Off from work and chilling. I saw that you were live, so I thought I'll join. Um,
Okay.
but yeah, I mean, a lot of people gonna have to work. And you're not gonna get that right off the bat. Getting to the where the women don't have to work and they can be provided for. You're not going to get that very early because we don't have the environment for that.
Mm-hmm.
And that's not just the black women; it's white women, Mexicans, everybody. You know, we in these black spaces we focus just the black men, but the white women having the same issue. The Hispanic women having the same issue. They ain't staying at home. No, all of them have to work.
All of them work.
Shoot,
Everybody work. Yeah.
Everybody's working. There's no getting around that.
Mm-hmm. And one thing, the weirdest thing about all this, hold on, brother speak, is that a lot of ladies were convinced that because of what they see on television, that they feel that the life should not be hard, that they should not be working at all. Life should come easy, you know. And I'm not sure what world they live in. I mean, nothing comes easy today, or I don't think it ever did in our existence, even as black folks. And another thing I do want to share with you, brother Bro Speak, if you're there. I did a stream about foreign black women and ADOS black women. And one woman that's ADOS said that a lot of women that's not descendants of slaves, or they're like first generation American, or they just came from another country to come over here, are infiltrating black spaces, pushing divestment and other aspects of gender war. I'm not sure if you caught that live stream. If not, I would highly advise you do watch it. That's all as far as
I haven't seen it, but I know it's true.
I mean, you might have to watch it. I mean, personally, because and I'm not saying it's my own shoot my horn or just for the view, but there's some things in that stream that I was able to snippet that has to cause a more greater conversation. You get me? So, but let me keep playing Rebecca Pope, and we'll get more dialogue. Fair use.
Mm-hmm.
And you want to be more provided for. Not to say you don't work. You guys know how hard I work. My money is now going into investments. My money is able to go into savings. We're able to do so much more with my money if Carrie's paying 95% of the bills. It's a partnership. But if you are a black woman right now, you watch this video on YouTube and you decide that I really do want to be married, Rebecca. One, this is what I said the other night in class. Please pray and open your heart to ask God to help you go beyond dating black men. You have to open up your options to love and be loved is one of the biggest blessings in the whole wide world. And ladies, listen, you can say, Rebecca, I want a black man. I want a black man. I don't want to date other. Rebecca, I want a black man. That's fine. I'm married to a black man. I am not denying you a black man. I'm not. But I'm simply saying is that if you've been barking up that tree and that's not flowing for you, and you don't have a ring on your finger, and you're dating and the options you're getting are not marriage material, I'm saying that it is better for you to be loved by a good man rather than just a black man. I'm saying it is not meant for you as a woman to keep.
I don't know if you want to pause, but let me pause since you're just watching closer. Let's check some message. Oh wait, someone wrote something in the chat. Jesus, take the wheel. Oh yes, praise Jesus, praise Moses. Oh yeah. Oh, yeah, guys, if y'all want to contribute, super chat and cash chat. What do you call it? Cash $ chaos 8 rain. Yeah, she's not telling what to do, but she's kind of convinced and say, yeah, maybe you should try getting that Caucasoid over there that doesn't mind using you as a rag for a better. And I don't like saying these things because I know the mindset of other groups of men personally, and trust me, black men do get this thinking. I ain't gonna deny, but other groups of men think just far worse. And let's be honest, bro speak. When we talk about non-black men, if they're dating any woman that's, let's say, they consider us bottom of the totem pole, right? Those ones that don't got no options, and they need some sex alongside so they get themselves together. Do you agree or disagree with what I just said?
No, I don't disagree. That usually those guys are not the ones that they're getting picked by their own women, and they're usually the outcasts or the rebellious people of their group, and that's who's dating black women. And that's the same with even black men too. They rebelling, or they're like the ones that's not picked. So yeah, I mean, I get what she's trying to say, open your horizons, but here's the thing with opening your horizons. Now you have another element that you're going to have to deal with, and that's the racial element. Because yeah, okay, lady, you're dealing with that man. You also got to deal with their family. And
Okay.
And when you're dealing with their family, you think they want a black woman up in there? No. It's not, that man is not totally independent. I mean, totally independent, where he got his own money, he don't need it from his family. Yeah, good luck with that one. That's the thing that's missing when we have those divestment talks that I see with some of these, even with some of these dudes talking about you should date out. You're forgetting that family, if that man's not independent, the most you might be is a sexual tool. I mean, so yeah, I mean, hey, you take your chances, but and I would also agree, don't just date a black man or any man just because they black. You date them because they actually care about you, and they're not looking at you as a one that, oh, I got to date you because you're my own race, or well, you just a fetish, or I'm not getting what I want over here, I'll just try you out. So you got to be really careful of that, and that's why it's like, yeah, okay, tell them and expand their horizon, but you got to make sure you let them know what else is they're gonna have to face that you're not gonna face with just dating your own. Hell, I mean, not only that, you got to deal with your family because low key, some of us don't like white folks like that. We'll work with them, but we don't like them like that. And you bringing them home. I remember like when I even brought a white girl home, I wasn't even dating her, but my mother gave me that look, like, why is this white chick in my house? It also didn't help she was pregnant at the time. So she's looking at me like, did you get her I told her, nope, that's not me. That's not me. that ain't my. But yeah, I mean, it's just there's a lot of things that go on with when you're telling people to expand your horizon. Well, we know what you mean. You want to date white. Okay, great. Well, now there is a stat that said that the marriage
Brother,
is
bro, speak.
yeah.
Brother,
Can you
one
hear me?
second. One second. Maybe I should play background. Make sure. Matter of fact, keep talking. Make sure it's not your mic. Keep talking. Let me just check something.
Oh yeah. Well, I was saying I lost my. You know, it's one. I I know there was a stat saying
All
that.
right, you good. You good. One thing
Oh,
before we continue.
yeah.
Let me read the next comment written. Did Ebony from Fox get married, or did the man go back to his wife? Small example, but is an example.
No,
Remember, excellent question. I wish you up here, brother, to we could have more conversations, but that's fine.
no, she didn't get.
Ebony K. Williams was projected to get married to this white man or this non-black man, right? But it didn't go through because the non-black man chose his family over her, and she didn't like it.
Well, he
During the
wanted to make
pandemic,
sure his family was good.
during the lockdown, the man decided to be more to focus to make sure his own kids are fine. He has daughters. And you think for a black woman like herself would be more respectful and understand. But no, she did not really like that. To know that, first of all, you have no kids, baby. But you deal with a man that's making good money with kids. You
Yeah.
think he's gonna choose his kids over your black butt? But you see the audacity, the entitlement. Do you understand, Brother Roseweek, that there's the entitlement? And it lets you know that, and this is why I never did get lost much or really focus and did much content when she talked about the bus driver thing. Because I know that what's his name? Iyanla Vanzant, which she is 30-year difference from Ebony K. Williams, ironically, because they're born on the 3. That she did her research on Ebony K. Williams and used that as an analogy or just a reference to see how she would react. And because she gave her opinion and then she had to sit to double down and talk about it on another platform, it just stirs controversy for people to put eyeballs. Me, I don't like putting eyeballs on crap that really, when I look at your background and what you really work, and I'm not sure if she even does lawyer as a profession now, because if you're doing TV shows, I know you're not applying more of your JD to usefulness if you're on television, in my opinion. Unless you're a judge. But Ebony K. Williams is not a judge. She got a JD on some little lawyer degree she got from some university. And the only thing I found from Wikipedia, she only did 1 or 2 cases from what is referenced. And then probably might be more, but she only had it for a few years, and all of a sudden she's now doing television, bro. So what that tells you? What that tells you? She's not using her degree.
No.
I want back to hear me good. A person that got a degree, and let me tell you something, not all lawyers make good money or a lot of money. Let's keep real. Depending on where you are and how effective you are, you can make some money as a lawyer. Let's keep it real, right? But overall, in the case of her, the only thing that she has status, bro, is because she's on TV. And a story. If she was on TV, she would have a point time I say who she feels she's not qualified. That's what I got out of the Abby K. Williams situation. Personally. Now let me read the next one. I'm driving on Bluetooth and it's terrible. Okay, cool. Yeah, so like I said before, that matter of fact, continue your story. I kind of want. I know I cut you off, but I had looked at.
Well, yeah. I was saying that there's a study that the black woman and the white man marriage lasts longer. The issue is that getting to marriage is the issue. Black men and white women get to marriage quicker than black women and white men. So it's kind of like it's offsetting each other. We're like on the reverse of the situation.
Yeah.
So to me, it's just like, yeah, I hear her, but again, if you're thinking about marriage rates, it's not the fact that they don't get married to white men. It's the fact that it takes longer. So you're still gonna have a hard time getting to marriage, even though in that. And then I can't say about the other races, but again, it's going to be a harder time to get to marriage if that's the goal. Then yeah, and just from what I've seen of just listening to this Black Spaces, a lot of these people ain't qualified for marriage anyway. Neither side is qualified for marriage. It's just there's a lot of resentment, anger, and all that, and you're gonna bring that to another race of men, and who may have their own issues with the black race, and now you just turn it from a person who, okay, you're kind of tired of black men. Now you just turn into a coon, aka Candace Owens. So it's just like, but it is what it is. So
it is what it is. But let me continue running this tape. Fair use, guys.
Navigating life by yourself, paying all the bills by yourself, the pressure of independent single women. I just had lunch with my new friend, Iyabo, Dr. Iyabo. And she said, black men are black men. She's from Africa. And she said she's married to a white man now. And she said, it ain't no different with the African men. It's still the BS. We have a cultural issue, guys. Cultural issue. And if you want to be married, let me stay on point. If you want to be married, I am giving you my best advice. That the love of a good man doesn't matter if he's green, purple, yellow. It doesn't matter if he is daggone fuchsia. I would
another thing, before I continue playing, it's interesting she mentioned the African. Do you know the Africans and people from some parts outside the African diaspora, even the islands, are more linear or geared to date and marry out if they can get them? You aware of this? And the reason why I say this, because if you go back to the video, And I'll put it at the end of this stream after you guys go through the stream. I for y'all go through it because this is the summertime dish. But if not, I'll put at the end of the stream that some of your well-known people that's pushing alternate message outside YouTube or other social medias are not ADOS, from what I'm discovering right now. And they're more geared to really talk about the abuse more online than Black American women. Only time Black America will start really being vocal is because other women that's not born here or first generation here will start being more vocal, personally. Because remember, people use social media as a scapegoat to what they feel in their actions personally. And I don't like it, personally. I do not like it, but it is what it is. So, if your African friend that's a doctor, right? I'm not sure what her doctor is in, married to a white man. It tells you she came here, she not gonna see color because the white man over here is the image of God. We all know a good portion of the content worships and look at the image of divine entity as European men. It is what it is. And I people don't like it. But I'm just keeping it real. So it makes sense they would go and date and marry a non-black man. It is what it is. So, and they talking about you give them these advice to black women. Let me tell you something. We're on the street. I got this from another female content creator. She said that a lot of European men and women in America are not liking the agenda that's being pushed through social media and movies of interracials between European men and black women. From what I'm hearing right now. I don't know if you're aware of this, Brother Bro Speak, but they're not liking this. But they are dealing with it because, like I said, you pay and you give your resource, which is money, to keep these subliminal message going. Unfortunately. So what's going to happen? They're going to keep flooding the subliminal image to you and your children.
No, I mean, when you think about it, it does make sense for them to do it because, like you said, if their numbers are going down and they can't produce the white people like they used to, I mean, the next best thing is having mix. So why not do it? But the people that are not liking it, it's the ones who still live in they're more race loyal than the younger people. The younger people are more or less like, we're trying to survive. F what you talking about. Those older people are still trying to keep their purity, and like, well, that purity ain't gonna work because you're not reproducing like that. So it's like, what do you do at this point? It's like either you're gonna die out or you're gonna have to reproduce some other way. So, it is what it is. Like I said, they started with the black man, and then they moved on to the black woman. So, and yeah, there's gonna be people who ain't gonna like it, but those, like I said, they older breed. They still believe in that purity. But these people,
I have no problem with purity because let's be honest, if you're more than half the population, or more than 6%, I mean, you're already not in genetics, but the population of numbers of people, you're already at a pure state. I mean, the only thing you have to worry about is if you go intermingle, it should be only a small percentage in your own family. If they decide to go outside the family circle, that's to really procreate with someone that's not of the same racial ethnicity on the average. But overall, they don't want a whole lot of them start doing it because let's be honest, you could bleach out this small population of ADOS or black people in America easily. If you're roughly over 80% of the population here. So yeah. All right.
Right. it's been done. So,
Yeah.
you know.
So let's keep going. Fair use, fair use.
Rather, you as a woman know what it is to be loved and cared and provided for than to stay out here navigating life all by yourself, waiting for a black man when they are few and far between. Those of you who are good men, black men, we love you and appreciate you. I'm not putting down black men, Aunt Weezy 86. I'm simply speaking about real life and real statistics.
But the problem, sweetie, what reference is this you're giving? And you know, Brother Bro speaks, a lot of black men, and non-black men, but let's say we're brothers here talking on the stream. They have to show some form of receipts, some information, right? Miss Pope did not show no information at all for her stupid rant, her 25-minute rant. Now she's doing some numbers and doing like she did some work and showing and links and saying something out her mouth, and we could type up after replay fine. And some of it is holds weight. I would say, okay, I will concede. She's not doing that. She's doing the same playbook, old talking points. The black man, all of them on the download, a lot of them in jail by the boatload. And we find the numbers of the prison, black people start not really that big. It's actually going down. And now what I'm hearing now is now black men are slowly creeping and going to jail, incarceration. And I don't like to even say this, because usually when jail is designed, prison especially, it's designed for men. If men are not filling these prisons that they want, and you, the female population, are getting into jail for other dumb stuff, it's a problem. Sorry, I don't even say that, but that's why I see it. Have you?
Yeah, I mean, I've seen more black women doing more crime, and it's just crazy. But the thing that I'm kind of I am looking at is that she's saying that there's not a lot of available black men, but then I have to look at too, even if they were, a lot of the women are not really marriage material going into it either. So it's kind of like, so even if this man was successful, the type of guy that these women want, would they be ready for that type of man? And I mean, looking at like right now, it's like they wouldn't be ready for that type of man anyway. And then it's going to get more compounded because now, okay, you're telling them, these women, to run off to these other groups of men. Okay. And they have a way different criteria than what black men have. Are you going to be ready to deal with? Are you going to be ready to deal with that problem? So the whole, just run to the other groups of men. I think that the better message should be, make sure you straight first. All your mental hang-ups and whatever. Especially if, I do agree with her on one thing. Don't just get with a black man because he's black. You got to get with a man that's right for you. However, but if you're still on that, you still have a hang up that you have to have a black man, you still desire a black man like that, that marriage may not work anyway, even on your end. I mean, we saw with the whole thing with Kristen Carrison up there still entertaining black men while she married to a white man. I mean, if you
want me to keep real with you, bro?
Yeah.
One thing I've learned with all this nonsense of they're saying they're divesting they're talking about the black man behind the back. Hold on, let me repeat that. This thing about their divesting, leading black men, etc., etc. That sounds nice, but the problem is you're still here. And now you're still here. We find behind closed doors, you're on your knees giving, some to black men.
Yeah.
I'm confused, very confused. And the saddest thing about all this is that black men today, when we hear these conversations, we can't take you seriously in the long run. Now, as I let someone enter the building, it's the one and only BJS Igmore. What's good, BJS? How you doing, sir? When you get his mic ready. All right, I'm continuing.
She's throwing everything back to 1985. I'm sick of hearing this shit, man. It's been like 40 years of hearing the same shit. Okay, 40 years. Okay, nothing's changed. Let's call a spade, man, because I've actually shown this, man. 16% of babies being born out of wedlock are from non-black men already. Okay, they're already dating these guys. They're already having sex with these guys. They're already having babies by these people. Okay, they've already divested. Guess what? It's not working for them. That's the trade secret. Okay, they're dating out already.
Yep,
it doesn't work for them. And the reason is because black women are Klingons. Their mating style doesn't match the mating style of other races of men. That's the problem. So all that open up your options. I'm not gonna cuss on your channel, woman. You open up your options since 1750, right? You were brought over here in the first place to be a brood mare for white men. You've been having babies for white men for 300 years. It's not new. What's new? What's new? I mean, they suppressed the black man, and when they took the lid off, black men are more married outside the race than you are. But you have more babies outside the race than black men do. What does that tell you? What does that tell you? You can't blame your failures on black men. There's plenty of black men to marry, right? Black people have a 30% marriage rate. So 32% of black men are married. That means you got 67% of black men that are not married. There's plenty of black men to marry. Plenty of black men to marry at your level, because the levels are just about equal. So I don't know what the hell you're talking about. You're making up shit. Can you guys hear me?
Yeah.
Can you guys? Okay. You're making up shit. I'm sick of it, and I'm doing a video on this shit about the low level.
And don't mind me if I stepped out because I'm having the technical issues. I don't know why it's acting up now.
Okay, I'm just
continue.
In other words, I have to do a video about this, about the low level contempt and hatred that black women have for black men, because the same shit that she quotes are the same hateful contempt, even more hateful and more contemptuous than even racists. Okay, the stuff they quote. The racists don't even get that bad. It's the same vitriol that black women do, and they think this loving. Go date out, like Edward says. Go find another store. Go date out. How many times you have to prove it? You go to another country. They send you back. O'Shea, who's pro-black and who champions this kind of shit. He told him, if you're gonna come to Africa, bring your husband, because you don't fit in. You're not gonna find what you're looking for over there. So you need to bring your husband with you, because most black women cannot adapt to another culture. That's the problem, because black culture is a gynocracy, and black men are actually suited to be with you. Okay, I just played a video where he was a middle school teacher, right? And he heard about the mating style of black women, but being Klingon. So he asked, what is seventh graders? Yes, seventh graders, about how they get down, about their mating style. He was shocked. He blew his noodle. These are seventh graders. These are not grown ass 40-year-old women. These are 12-year-olds. He was shocked. The same stuff. Stop. You know, I don't care if you know, Krista cares and found out the same thing, man. When she had a retreat, man, of so-called swirlers, right? That tune in because they want to date out. Okay, guess how many percentage of her cohorts were still either dating or married to black men? Guess what the percentage was?
Probably 85%.
90%.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
90%.
90%. Almost.
Going on a swirlers retreat. 90%.
Mm-hmm.
They're not dating out because they don't want to. They can't date out because they can't.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Oh yeah.
Instead of solving the goddamn problems, if black men are in jail, how come you got, you know, you heifers have law degrees, you're the most educated, all that kind of stuff. How come you're not preventing these black guys and defending these black guys from going to prison like that? If you care about your men, if you care about your culture, you care about your boys, you know, how come you don't have, how come you know, why is it always a black man who's getting out of prison and is a white Jewish woman is helping him get out? Where's the black woman at?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
How come your black boys only read at 10% reading level in the 8th grade? Is that white women's fault? And you have 90 control of 90% of all the black children? Come on. Stop blaming us. This is old shit. But in fact, I'm when I do my video about this, I'm gonna cut that piece out. I'm gonna go off on her. Okay. I'm tired of this shit.
Yeah, I mean, and the funny thing,
I'm
because
not gonna cuss on your channel, but you know, I'm tired of this stuff.
Yeah. And interesting thing about this, BJS, when you revealed this information about the extra 1,000,005 babies, then Dennis revealed that I did content on it, and I looked at it and I was saying, this is something in the last 7 years, and that's just a reference article or like data, and it was saying if this was shown to all groups of racial men, and it's been consistent besides black men in America, it lets you know. And here's the funny thing, because there are certain laws now in certain states, not all states, that now they're going to penalize certain women about the fraternity fraud. That if black men going to have to start checking if these babies are yours now, because now these women are not only screwing other black men but other non-racial men. Because let's be honest, you can't look at the baby now and say that's yours. No, that's stupid. We have technology now.
Why is it when you know, because the thing is they always blame the black men, but if you look at the statistics of black women, man, all of them are negative. Okay, the lack of marriage, lowest marriage, or it's high, lowest marriage, highest divorce. How does that happen? Okay, how does that happen?
Mm-hmm.
How are you the lowest married and the highest divorce? That makes absolutely no freaking sense. How does that happen?
No sense. Yeah.
You have the most abortions. You have the most out of what like babies. How, in other words, only, you know, if you know 80, because I looked at it, 83% of all black pregnancies are either aborted or born out of wedlock. Right? There's only like 17% that actually born in wedlock. How does that happen? And if you listen to people like Dr. Umar, it's always Jermaine's fault. It's always Jermaine's fault. How do you always blame this shit on black men? In fact, the media man just went over this. We talk about the gay. There's more gay women. You know, that's probably more studs than gay men. Okay, more.
Oh yeah. Yes,
yeah. That's probably more studs than gay men.
Yeah.
So how is it all that your lack of marriage prospects is because there's all these gay men floating around? Even the media man showed it that. Even if you look at the gay couples, right? There's more married gay men than married black gay women.
Mm-hmm.
They have less children than the gay women.
Mm-hmm.
The stats are almost identical, right? The divorce rate of gay black women is 2.5 times higher than the divorce rate of black men. Black men's divorce rate is in line. Is actually lower than white women's divorce rate.
Yeah.
Lower.
Yeah.
But you blame all this shit on us.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway,
and
I don't want to take over the panel. Go ahead,
no,
man.
no, 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 no.
I
That's
just, I
fine.
just want to just blow. I just jumped in to blow off a little steam, man, because I'm getting ready to do a video on marriage. But
Yeah, but really, the conversation see, and one thing I didn't want to cover the Rebecca report, Rebecca Lynn's part, be just because when I look at it, it's circling, I'm looking at it saying when I watched it and really looking at us for the first time watching, I'm saying, those are the same talking points, especially the prison and miraculously, after all the rant she has done, I asked the question we asked to a lot of people that watched that bull crap. Where was reference to back what she said? She didn't give none. And we're almost halfway into the 25 minutes of this. And I'm thinking, you dating coach, ladies, you sure as hell find ways to create platforms to keep the trombone going.
But you got to also remember her age too. She's a boomer.
What, she's like 54?
Yeah. Is she 54? Is she Gen X? She's Gen X or boomer? I don't know which one it is.
Okay.
I think is she in her 40s?
No, she's in her 50s. 50s now.
In her 50s, so that will make her
Gen X.
Gen X. She's Gen Xer.
Okay.
Yeah.
One was in her 60s.
Oh, she more. All right. I'll double check. Before we continue, I think I got somebody. Who's this? Somebody sent me. Thank you, Ramiko 747 for the cash app. Appreciate it. And y'all know the super chat works now. I got super chat now, but thank you for the cash app because it goes striking. Yeah. So I'm listening, and the funny thing about halfway of her rant, in regards to, and the one thing that got me really buzzing is the thing with the prison thing, and then they're not even paying attention that now black women it's actually creeping the amount of incarceration rates of men, and it's going down. And let you know, saying that with all the problems, you're actually the problem lady in this country in regards to all the problems, and you're using the black man right now as it stands as a scapegoat. And be honest with you, I don't think black men can fix your problems, sweetie. I'm sorry.
We can't.
We
tried.
We tried. Yeah. And they think, and mind you, I didn't cover Dr. Omar, and I will do it now since everybody's been talking about it. But I look at Dr. Omar overall as if he can't keep the pattern going, what he does right now, he'll be finished because no one else is going to support him. So I can see why he fights hard on this, because if the hustle, the one way to kill the hustle is to get people to stop supporting the hustle.
The thing is, okay, I'm a pro-black man. I'm a conscious community. Been that way a long time. Right? And basically, the conscious community is a gynocracy. And where does your money come from? The gynocracy from the women. Yeah, so he'll be fine. He'll be fine.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean that's why he had to do that interview the way he did. I mean, he's going to always pander to the women because that's where his money coming from.
So where his money come from? Yeah.
So I'm not really surprised. It is, it's just I just accept it for what it is.
Yeah, it looks like Ray said he wants to holler at you behind closed doors. That's what he's saying in the chat room. Okay, Ray, if you want to come right here, you can come up. The link's in the chat room. Yeah, so like I said, with Rebecca Lynn and Mr. Omar, it's ironic. In 1 week, they came out to keep the nonsense going, and we got the whole internet all buzzed up. And I tell people many times, I don't take people that flip-flop, especially with a dating coach, seriously in regards to getting people the best outcomes. Hell, even Letitia Underwood, as much as she's been doing this now for 10 years, she had to throw in the towel for the last few years with black women. And let you know, if all dating coach threw in the towel towards you sisters, it lets you know that you are the problem. And to sit there, come back, bouncing back and forth, it lets you know that I can't take you first seriously because you made a declaration back in 2018 about this. And now you flip around town and said for women they should try to explore. But you are exploring. The problem is most of these men are not really taking you serious much as wife you. I have the book, The Dating Divide. You heard about this, BJS?
Yeah, I heard it. Yeah, I saw it.
Yeah, I
read it.
And I read all of it, but these are two European women, one Asian woman wrote and compiled this book. These are non-black people writing books about the prospects of black people in America, especially women.
Yeah.
And let's know where you stand.
Yeah. Well, basically, OK Cupid, which was probably one of the bigger databases about online dating, said this stuff like maybe 5, 6 years ago. It's just been replicated, and it is what it is. Okay,
Mhm.
about the hierarchy in dating, and
Mm.
black women do respond to all races in dating. They
Yeah,
just don't get the dates. That's all.
yeah. It's just they have to reveal that to the public. And this book's not that old. This book came out 2 years ago. So whoever
Yeah.
found it was a
Yeah.
good look because I
Yeah.
like to keep information. So like most of them, they keep referring these stats and data, which is cool. I rather prefer if they could put it and compile it in one book, which most people don't really look into. Because now you can't refute it because this book was compiled. And let's be honest, this deals with dating as we see today, which is now digital. So
Mm-hmm.
they can't refute the evidence now that what you said that you don't check, they already know because they do the studies.
Mm-hmm.
This
They,
is
they,
concrete
they,
evidence.
they
And
have
here's the thing.
they have
Yeah,
hardcore evidence because it's
yeah,
sifted from what people are actually doing. It's not a survey.
yeah. Not no survey. So
It's
they
not a
can't
survey.
completely say that this is no. And here's the funny thing about it. Because you are exploring, it lets you know more how far you've been exploring. Because how long online dating been around? For over 22 years, 23 years now?
That's 20. Well, yeah. Well, depending on what
Because I
level.
remember
About 30
MySpace,
years. But yeah, about 30
MySpace
years. Yeah.
around the 2000s. I don't know about 90s because I'm not sure.
It's been around since was it America Online?
Yeah.
Okay, okay, then that's a long time. That's almost 20, 25 years,
It's
maybe no more.
about 30 years. No, it was 91. About
Oh
30
yeah, all
years.
right, that's 32 years. Okay, well, that's a long time. That's almost
Yeah.
3 decades.
Yeah. It is 3 decades. Well, almost.
Oh no,
Three
yeah,
decades.
it's it's 3 decades. So yeah, right there. So they did their studies, and they have concluded that they're talking about this. You want a better life, and you're hoping that the Caucasus will give it to you, but he's telling you no, you're only gonna get back shot, and
You'll be a escort at best.
Yeah, I mean, look at Ebony K. Williams. She didn't marry Mr. Cartwright either.
Yeah, and you know why? Because the man chose his own family besides hers, and she didn't like it because she's selfish. She blew it. That was the last bus stop.
She was never going to be his wife.
Oh, that's even worse.
Yeah. That's why I doubt about the fiance, because that's why I would say, okay, if he was your fiance for 4 years, where's your ring at?
I never really questioned that because I'm thinking I didn't know it takes that long to be if you're going to be married. It don't take that long, especially if you're a multimillionaire.
Yeah. Well, I can understand. I've seen people being engaged for 4 or 5 years and then get married. But the thing is,
Okay.
I've never seen a woman at that level be engaged without a ring on her finger.
Oh, that's telling. That's telling. How the hell you
get
engaged with no ring? That's
especially you say that you're engaged in public.
Yeah.
Wow.
And also, a lot of those divestors be saying that these white men be quick on marriage.
Really?
Yeah.
Really?
So yeah, I remember there was one. Well, she was a swirl. She was saying, "Well, they know within a week before they're gonna get married." And I'm like,
they do. Yeah.
Okay,
that tells you something.
Yeah, so that even makes it even worse. It's like, wait a minute, he waited 4 years and he still didn't marry you?
Yeah, because he never was.
Mm-mm.
I don't think he was actually engaged to her.
Wow.
Well,
that makes sense. That makes a lot of sense.
That's beside the point, though. Continuing though.
Mm-hmm.
That's just I don't even know where she's headed, but that little section about the gay, the down low, the homosexuality, the prison, the businesses, the school, and all that kind of crap. You know what you've been saying? That always goes all the way back to William Julius Wilson in 1907 with the Truly Disadvantaged. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
That's been around. That kind of rhetoric's been around since the 80s. Okay, the exact same thing. Wash, rinse, repeat. Same shit. Wash, rinse. Well, black women have always been more educated than black men. Going all the way back to emancipation, they've always been more educated. They've always had more access to jobs. They've always, had access to property. Okay, more than black men. Always. Okay, this hasn't changed. Okay, so what's different? Okay.
Mm-hmm.
But you found a way to get married and make families, even though you were probably the poorest. You were the poorest back then. So what's changed?
Mm-hmm.
You have more money, you have more success, you have more education, you have more freedom, and you're less married than you were back then.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah, you're right about that. Yeah. So and it's not just black women, all women demographics
Yeah.
are educated.
Yeah. So
And that's the funny thing that people don't know. They think that it's just only us as black folks. No, you got really read between the lines. I mean,
yeah.
yeah. Like I say, you can't tell most people nothing nowadays.
Well,
Yeah,
I don't
but
mind
yeah,
that. I
but
don't
yeah,
mind that, but stop lying on us though. It's my
yeah.
own problem. Go ahead.
Yeah. I mean, a video will help go further. And I mean, because I do these lengthy live streams on BJS, and usually I cover things, if I have the time. But usually I always set with a subject matter and topic and go
Uh-huh.
for. But today is more the open panel, and let me just circle around and talk about things that within buzzing. And me watching this now and hearing her talk, and I'm understanding what the brother's talking about. That if you're going to be talking about black man, you better come correct. And she did not. She just sit there. I'm just going to just run my mouth, talk the same old talk points, and I'm going to have a trombone. If you look at the comment section, I think she has like 19K comments.
Yeah.
And some women were clapping, so thank you. And all of a sudden I said, wait, before you thank her, do you got your non-black man with you on your arm?
No, they don't.
No, they don't. That's wishful thinking. Sorry.
And the thing
You
that
don't. We black men actually giving you permission to date out. Okay.
Yeah.
we've been giving you permission to date out. I don't even know what that.
Wait, guys. Before you guys continue, because I'm on the call line, let me see. Somebody raised their hand. Let me see who this is. That's okay. All right, caller, who's this? Hello. All right. Well,
I guess not.
Probably. No, I guess not. All right. And I'm gonna switch between different devices, but all right. Yeah, like you're saying, Brother Bro speaks.
Yeah, I'm like, when has black men ever stopped black women from dating out?
Hello, yeah. Hold on. Let me do this. Guys, keep talking. I'm gonna switch device. Hold on a second.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah. Go ahead.
Yeah, that's been my thing. I'm like, when has black men ever kept a black woman from
Yes,
dating
I can hear
out?
you, but yeah.
You never, because we couldn't keep them from dating out. Hell, we
Right.
couldn't even protect them from white men, taking it from them, from black women for a very long time. They blamed us for that shit. In other words, white men thought they had ownership of black women's bodies, even if she was married. So that's the replete with that. That's one reason that black women stopped trying to even court white men, because white men would just come over and take it and leave her with a wet ass and a baby that a black man had to take care of. Where do you think the redheaded stepchild came from, man? There's a lot of black men that were married had to raise a white man's baby inside a marriage.
Yeah.
He was pissed off, but what could he do about it?
Right.
Yeah. So they've always had, white men have always had access to black women's bodies. That's not new. It's not new. I was at a luncheon. I was at a luncheon with a whole lot of high-powered black people about 3 weeks ago. Right, very well connected in the pro-black community. I mean, very well connected with businesses and all kind of institutions and stuff like that. And a older woman was sitting at my table, and she was telling me about her experience being a teacher. Being a high-powered teacher in North Carolina back in the 70s, and white men thought they had a right to her body. Back then, it's not new. She was pissed because a white man was, she got almost ostracized because a bunch of white men thought they was treating her like a whore, and she wasn't having it. So she got ostracized for a minute. That's not new. That's just not new. So I don't know where black women actually come off talking about they open up their options. Your options were never limited. Okay, when I was younger, man, in my 20s, I had Hispanic brothers, Latino brothers. They were friends, man. Talk about dating, having black side chicks, man. All of them had black side chicks. All of them. But did they marry them? No, they married their Latina wives and And so when the black woman either had a baby or didn't have a baby or whatever it is, when he got finished with it, he went off and married his Latina. He didn't marry her. That shit's not new. I don't know what they're talking about, divesting and swirling. They've been doing that.
Yeah.
The thing is, are you using divester and swirler on is shit on black men? That's all you're doing. You're not doing anything new.
No. And I had a cousin dating nothing but white men.
Yeah. Did she get married to any of them?
No.
Okay, why not?
I have no idea.
Should ask.
No, I mean we wouldn't like that close like that. So
Mhm.
you know, we seen her every once in a while, and
Mhm.
you know, she with a white dude.
Okay.
So that's just that was her thing. So, but
Mhm.
no, she never married any of them.
Did anybody jump on her about dating white men or anything like that?
Not in front of me. I know my mother didn't. I mean,
Okay.
she said something to me privately,
Mhm.
but my mother don't like white people like that either. Anyway, so
Mhm.
but she
Yeah.
works with them, so she
Yeah.
know how they are.
Yeah.
So she wouldn't touch them. But you know, but as far as just going at her for doing that, no.
But let you try. Let
Especially
you
when
try.
we had especially we got my other cousin. He been married to his white woman for about I'm like going on 13 years now.
Okay, so what's the key word between your cousin and your other cousin and your male cousin? Marriage.
Yeah, yeah. So I'm like that's why I've been like nobody's stopping you from dating now. It's just that you're not getting the successes that you want, and a lot of times all these divestors and swirlers, I'm like, okay, if that's the case, you want these white men, great, fine. Well, other racist men, great, fine, do that. But you're still worrying about what black men do. And I told this on a panel. I said, okay, if black men are this problem, stop talking to them, stop dealing with them.
Yeah.
Oh, we can't do that.
Yeah, you hold up. Just give up sex with a black man. We can't do that.
Yeah, it's like, what do you mean? What do you mean you can't? Well, we gotta talk to him at work. No, you don't.
You know.
Keep it business friendly, but that's about it. No,
Mhm.
you don't. You ain't gotta talk to one. You ain't gotta be around nobody. But like you said, they obsessed with them. They can't leave. They desire them.
They can't. It's not that they can't get along with anybody else but black men. Nobody's going to take their same stuff. You know, like my grandson is 10, right? He experienced the same stuff I experienced when I was his age, right? Little black girl likes him. She's going to hit you upside the head or throw something at you, right? It's just common. I said, yeah, grandpa had the same experience you did, man. There's nothing different. She likes you. And he started talking to the teachers. Yeah, the little girl likes you. Okay. And so they had to sit her down and talk to her. If you like him, you got to express it differently. And then that's what the whole thing with the middle school teacher, because he didn't believe it, man. He couldn't believe what I said. That's why he put my name in it. He didn't believe it. They sit down. He saw a little girl hit a little boy upside the head that wasn't even
Mm-hmm.
bothering her, and he stopped her and he thought about it. So he asked her, "Okay, why did you hit him?" She said, "I don't know. Is it because you like him?" She said, "Yeah." So that's how you express, your attraction to him. Yeah, and he couldn't believe it.
Hello.
Go ahead.
No, I'm just getting back to where I was because I'm using the computer. Continue talking.
Okay. No, in other words, basically, they might as well admit it, man. If you want black women to date out successfully, you're going to have to teach them how to do it. They're not socialized to date men outside the race like that. They're going to have to retrain themselves. And the thing is, what I see a lot of divestors complain of black men instead of teaching black women how to divest. They don't. I don't think I've seen any channel of divestors, swirlers actually sit down and show a black woman step by step what she needs to do to divest or date outside the race.
Right.
Well,
I don't think
can I
if you've seen it, please show me.
can I vouch? I would say
with a lot of them that's behind closed doors and set up in the opening. I can't say for Crystal Carolson because she did talk about this with Kevin back almost 3 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
That one of the few things for them, if they want to do it properly and maybe get some remnants of success, is one, their weight has to be down. They're gonna have to be not combated, that added to that mouth. And I forgot the other thing. And I remember a white boy wrote a book on this. I might get the book still.
I did get the book, and it's
Yeah.
not that long. If it ain't that long. It's only maybe 20 pages. I probably could, screenshot it and send it to you. I wouldn't recommend buying it, but okay.
I'll email me and
I went to I started going to mixed schools in the 60s, right?
Mhm.
When I was in fourth grade until college, right? Even
Yep.
to second year college, I went to mixed schools with around mostly white people. Okay,
Mhm.
if you want to date a white man, okay, the first thing to do, and if I was coaching a swirler, I said first thing you need to get socialized on how to date them, right? Because you don't know, because you've been raised in a black family. What do you need? You need as many white girlfriends as possible to game you up, because they know what white men like. You don't. They know how to present in front of white men. You don't. If you want to learn how to get a white man and get him to like you and propose to you, you're going to have to re-socialize yourself to their culture, because that's what you're doing. So who's best at teaching their culture? Is it black women that are swirlers that raised in a black family? No, it's your white girlfriends. Because if a white woman wants to learn how to date and marry black men, guess what she's going to get? Black girlfriends.
She studied black.
She studies black culture. The first thing a white woman when black women know this, and that sometimes they get pissed off, and they know it when a white woman starts sniffing around black women, they know she's after a black man. She's not there to be friends with him. That's the first thing you got. That's the first thing I would teach you. You're gonna have to get around white women, and you're gonna have to learn and go out with them and interact with them and see how they get down with white men, because it's a different mating style. You have to put yourself in an all white environment and adapt. Learn how to speak the way they speak. Learn how to their mannerisms, all that kind of the flipping of the hair, looking over their shoulders, and all that kind of stuff. You got to tone down aggressiveness. Got to tone down the way you speak, the kind of jokes that you tell, because if they're white and awkward, I know it's funny because they don't have the same kind of swag that black men have. And what black women do with a white guy, and he knows it because he's with you because he wants to learn how to be cooler, right? He knows that you're gonna make fun of him, and he accepts that. Okay, but he doesn't accept that in his woman.
Imagine that. Imagine that.
That's how come. That's how come when white chicks try to pull the intersection of feminist shit with white men. Okay, I have to raise my standards, and I only accept if you're not educated as me. Blah blah, all that kind of crap. Guess what the white men do? Did they complain or did they accept it? No, they said we're not gonna date you
and cut their money.
and cut their money. Cut their money. We're not gonna date you. Guess what we gonna do? A black white man said I'd rather sit on my hands and be a monk than date you with the kind of crap you're putting out. And it didn't take them long, man. When white women started doing that shit, man, they cut the knees out from the white dating prospect, man, in like 3 years. Like boop, after especially after COVID, man, white women came out with all these standards and I'm not. You have to qualify for this, to qualify this, and we're not gonna do this anymore. The white men did respond. We're not used to that shit. Black men are used to it. White men are not. They cut that shit like instantly, and you see it all over the news, all over I go on Medium, man. Every 50% of articles about why white men are refusing to date white women. 50%, and that's in the last 3-4 years, man. Just all of a sudden they just cut the knees. That's how come they calling all men incels. Okay, that they're not having sex. They went from white men having 70% of white men having sex, or 80% of white men having sex in the last year to after COVID. It's like 60% not having sex, and they said, well, because white women standards are so high, and white men are incels. But you talk to the white man, they said, no, the juice is not worth the squeeze. The price is too high. So they're all taking that MGTOW stance, right? We'd rather sit on our hands than put up with this shit. And it happened rapidly. Okay, you don't see that in the black community because black men are socialized to serve their women. So we put up with all this shit. White men
Yeah.
are not gonna put up with that shit.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Yep.
And we're shamed if we don't do it, not only by the women but by the men.
By the men, yeah, of course. Of course. It's a gynocracy. So yeah, of course the men gonna shame you. You can't get on a plane and be a passport bro, go seek new women without being shamed by the men and the women on this side.
Yeah.
But they complain, well, you go overseas and you trick for $50, okay? Well, okay, well, say that's true. Okay, fine. You there for a week, you ain't got time for a relationship. You're gonna trick, okay? To get sex, whatever you need from it, right? But nobody talks about Zion Williamson paying $107,000 a month to trick on this porn chick. That's okay.
Mm-hmm.
And nobody says don't, and no woman says shit about that. And nobody shamed him for doing that shit. Okay.
Mm.
Or any one of the other NBA players that fly a chick out for $5,000 and for a weekend. Okay. You ain't shaming them. How come? But a brother can't get on a plane and get a cheap date for $25 from somebody else and have a better experience. But then you can't do. Oh no, you can't do that. You're an incel. You're too weak. But you don't shame the NBA players that got everything, got women falling at his feet for tricking on a chick. Okay, it's okay.
Because overall, certain black men have to be the cleanup crew to these women after they use their box, their mouth, and eventually they come to you after being really used up and say, "Okay, I'm ready now. Take me as I am."
Well, the thing is, it's the law of economics, right? Supply and demand, right? Okay.
Yes.
Even if she don't want you, okay, you're still part of the supply. What happens when the supply starts to dry up?
She's screwed.
She's screwed, right? So yeah, the demand has to get higher because there's less men.
And here's the funny thing: if you're screwed, that means you're going to have to do what's necessary now and hope that someone will take you after all that.
Yeah.
And really, how the mindset of a lot of men monitor above men, they're not really having it personally. And not only they're having it, but you see them even now throw it in our sister's face now with videos, and they just getting mad.
Black women don't feel they have to compete. They actually reverse it. In other words, you have to compete for me, and it's beneath me to compete for you. But you'll compete for a white man or a Latino man, but you won't compete for your own man.
I tell them, say, how's that working out for y'all? Now y'all declare that. And here's what I heard that, and I'm saying, okay, you can have at it, but you're not gonna have that same results because let's be honest, other groups of men, they already gonna pick. If it's not their own women, they're gonna pick someone that's even whiter, that's Asian or Latina. That's still somewhat apart because they're not in the business of saying, all right, I'm going to give my resource and my genetics to you so that I could give you some money. No, I'm not in the business of that. I'd rather keep it to myself and you're going to have to do without. I can get it for free regardless. How you see a lot of these dudes that are not even subpar to black men and this certain black women just fall in their lap because of that white skin. So why would a Caucasus man want to waste time? You're going to give it to him anyway.
Yeah. Why wouldn't women are not interested in money? They're interested in what? Lifestyle and resources. Okay? And status. Okay, status is probably more important to a reason they want lifestyle and resources is to actually gain status amongst other women. That's all. So getting a white man is a status symbol. They won't admit that, even if he's a yokel, he's still I got a white man. That's a status symbol.
Yeah. Well, BJS, let me run 5 more minutes of this because it's 25 minutes and we're like 6 minutes.
Yeah, run 5 more minutes and I got to bounce because I got to go ahead.
And you could have me stop at any time if you want to chime in.
No, it's okay. Just run it. Right. I got to do a review on it anyway. So on some of this.
Fair use, guys. Fair use.
Fuchsia.
And please, guys, support the channel. I know y'all guys watch. Besides BJS, I had some people in here. Please support the channel. We'd like to make it more than it is now. I have work to the point now to get it monetized and stuff. So throw some to Chaos Reign show. I would love and appreciate it. Fair use, fair use.
I would rather you as a woman know what it is to be loved and cared and provided for than to stay out here navigating life all by yourself, waiting for a black man when they are few and far between. Those of you who are good men, black men, we love you and appreciate you. I'm not putting down black men, Aunt Weezy 86. I'm simply speaking about real life and real statistics, real numbers. There's not enough black men. You want to know why black women are the least married demographic? Because there's not enough marriage material black men.
So are you marriage material? Because you have to be trained. And I have to agree, this is something you have to be, someone has to train to be an actual wife now. And they don't teach it in school now, unfortunately. Fair use, fair use.
If you are a woman, and black women are some of the most high achieving demographics of women on people on earth. Black women are pursuing next level education. Every black woman I know is got multiple degrees, graduate degrees, constantly pursuing goals, education, income, taking courses, trying to improve themselves.
There's one question, short question. What is the degree now here in the West that is actually relevant? To be fair, from your perspective.
A degree that's actually relevant?
Yeah, one degree. I'm not. Don't give me money.
Any of your STEM degrees, science, engineering, science, chemistry, all that stuff is actually relevant.
There you go. Stop right there.
Yeah.
That's why I asked this question, because when they talk about their educate, they got to be specific. Are you ladies are in the fields of STEM in high numbers? Because that's where things are at now.
Mm-hmm.
And the answer is no, because they don't really give detail of what education they got. I just want people to keep that in mind. Let's continue. Fair use.
And at the end of the day, where are black men at? Where are they doing the work to make themselves marriage material? Because now the stakes are even higher. As black women have come into understanding of healing and emotional intelligence, now we don't only want a marriage material black man, you want an emotionally intelligent black man. Somebody who's doing their work too.
See?
Spiritually, emotionally.
Yeah, see?
And most of them don't even date those type of men.
They don't.
Bro.
In other words, why don't you get them when they're in college?
Right. They're in college right there.
I mean, they have all kind of sororities and fraternities. You meet them all the time.
Right.
But the thing is, how come they won't marry you if you're so emotionally intelligent? You've done the work and all that kind of stuff. You haven't even demonstrated that you have.
And they talk about all this education. Mm-hmm. Okay, great. But a lot of y'all have the most mental illness out of just between you have a ton of mental illness that go with that education. So even if you are educated, if your mind ain't right, if you got emotional baggage and mental illness from whatever trauma that you had from your childhood, who's going to want to marry you? That education is going to mean nothing.
So where are all these mentally, spiritually healed, enlightened women at? Because we're not seeing them.
Yeah, I like the women the black women that I know, and I'm cool with them, but a lot of them have some mental issues that it's very hard even with the education to deal with them. So it's kind of like, okay, what you talking about how these men ain't marriage material. All right, great. But how many of y'all marriage material? It's not that many either. So it kind of
Well,
balance out.
I'll vouch for this. In their quote of their marriage material that they go on to school and college, got a degree. That's what making marriage material. Nothing more, nothing less. You don't hear nothing else. They don't talk about any other qualities. Remember when Kevin was emphasizing this thing about the degrees aspect and the money aspect that men don't seek? And so what else you offer besides this? They cannot give you a articulate answer. Even with the table talk, that's still a generalized question. What else? That's where they get stuck. So how the heck you say that there's no marriage, but you're marital material?
It's not a competition. That's the whole thing. Your society made you. You didn't make yourself. Okay. You didn't all of a sudden work your fingers to the bone and get up $100,000 and pay for your own education. Your society and your government actually facilitated that, right? Okay. But does your government facilitate the same thing for your men and your boys? They do not. And what are you doing about it? That doesn't matter. Black men are supposed to pick themselves up by the bootstraps while you get help. It doesn't work that way. And then you blame them because they haven't kept up. The thing is, when you try to help black boys and black men actually gain a foothold, what you kicking over because you said, okay, you can't have it before we do. Do you put yourself first? Okay, fine. Then guess what's going to happen? You put black men behind you. Then you blame them for being behind you. How come you can't keep up? Kick rocks. That's what I say to them.
Yes. All right. Let me continue.
Yeah, continue. And then I got to go like 2 minutes.
When I say that black men are in crisis, I'm not exaggerating. Ladies, our black men need therapy. They need deep healing work. They need generational healing work. C-Sal says women are waiting until they're too old. Coco Blade says that part, we're preparing for men who aren't prepared themselves. And then by the time you have a man on a higher socioeconomic level, we're wondering why do they marry other women? Because those are the women they're around on that level. And then those women are the women who are used to being provided for and protected by their fathers and men. So these are women who are in touch with their feminine, who men prefer. And so black women are sitting here stuck because we're frustrated and hurt. And we've been walked over and taken advantage.
Yeah, I thought you were ahead of us.
I thought you were ahead of us. Yeah, I thought you were already that way. So
okay, again, if you're ahead of us, education-wise, emotional-wise, then why would you be preparing for men that ain't prepared? You will be finding the men who are already prepared.
But she just said that the men that are prepared, that do have the research, that are that way, are picking other women because those women are already ready for the kind of men that they are.
Yeah, she just contradicted herself.
Yes.
Yeah, but that's how it goes, guys. A lot of them, when you start hearing really start to babble, the contradiction starts to show itself as you see them prolong with their conversation. Fair use.
And hurt and broken, and we're having to do all the work to heal that, but then you're frustrated and overwhelmed, raising kids by your black man that's not there for you.
Why?
Okay, that you tried to make a life with.
Why is that?
Single mothers, we know it's an epidemic. Single mothers don't make themselves single all by themselves.
Yes, they do.
Black men are not in the home raising their kids. Are there some of you? Yes. And we applaud you. But the statistics say, in overwhelming numbers, that black fathers are the number one fathers that are absent.
No, they didn't say that. No, they didn't say it. In fact, it was the opposite by the CDC. That's the opposite.
But let's go for, say, you said they're not in the homes. Okay, why is that? And like I said, there has to be cause to the effects of things,
Yeah,
And
but it's always Jermaine's fault. It's never their
yeah,
fault.
always Jermaine's fault. Yeah, it's always Jermaine's fault.
absent. So guess what, black women? You fall into this can't win. You gotta be mom, dad, provider, protector. You gotta do it all yourself. Well, what energy does that put you in? Masculine. Then you're exhausted. Now you're frustrated. Then they want to say you're angry. Vicious cycle. Listen. What I'm saying is if you are a black single woman and you want to be married, I'm tired of seeing you struggle. I'm tired of seeing you hitting your head against the wall. Nothing wrong with giving a good black man a chance. But it's time that we see more black women married. I've said it 100 times. I said it inside class. If I was to ever do another matchmaking business, I would do a matchmaking business for non-black men who want to marry black women.
Do it.
There are millions of other men who love black women who will marry black women and treat you like a queen.
I gotta go. I gotta go on that one. I'm out. I'm out.
Hey, BJS, when you do your thing, I want you to play that nice little beat.
Right.
You got to, bro. You have to. It's only suiting, man. I see Dr. Johnson. How you doing, Dr. Johnson? I'm not sure if you're busy, man. If you come up, that's optional. I see in the building.
I'm getting ready to go. I'm out on that one, man.
Yeah. See, and the funny thing,
you can't make this shit up, man.
And here's the funny thing about all this. Yeah, guys, like button. Is that you say if you gotta do it all over again, which you probably are doing behind closed doors, we're not sure what you're doing in the open or behind anyway. But let's say you want to do it again. Yeah, they won't mind you put them on that database because they said they clap their hands, free sex, access. Woo! Come here, there's some dudes that, let's be honest, that's not black. They are awkward, and some of them just afraid to approach sisters. So this would be the best opportunity if they need to have some actual intercourse.
But them brothers, them awkward black white men say they don't like sisters like that.
Oh, that's even worse.
but it's okay. I'm out on that one.
Yeah.
You cannot make this shit up. You really can't.
Yeah. All right. So like I said, I'll be anticipating that upload. All right, BJS.
Yeah. All right.
Appreciate you coming up. All right.
Peace out.
BJS Ignore, guys. Yeah, man. Let's keep playing. This thing's about to be done. Fair use.
It's time for you to change your type. Your type needs to be good man. Your type needs to be husband material. Your type needs to be whoever is going to love me, provide and protect me so I can lean into my feminine. Aunt Weezy 86, do you think men of other races I can't ever say that word. Fetishize us. Listen, just like anybody else, there's going to be people who want things for the wrong reason, just like there's black men who just want to screw you. They don't want to marry you, but they'll screw you. It is time for you to grow up. It's time for you to open up. Take the limits off. I want to see black women married to black men, white men, Asian men, Latin men, European men. I don't care. I want to see black women thriving in a family unit, sharing roles and responsibilities so that black women can thrive. That's what I want to see. I want more black women living a softer life. If it is not 100% soft, fine. But softer. Easier. Less stress. Less responsibility. Partnerships where you have a life partner who is doing.
Hey, I'm not sure if Dr. Hassan Johnson's still in the chat room. I've been hearing this word about this partner nonsense. They said that's some type of homoerotic stuff.
That came from the LGBTQ. That's what that partner, because they couldn't be called husband and wife. That's why they call them partners. You see, they call partners lovers.
Yeah.
They couldn't call them boyfriend and girlfriend because it's 2 men and 2 women. That's where that partner and lover thing came into, not husband.
Wow.
Not wife. So they letting the LGBTQ influence their talking points, and you know, and I hear, oh, we want a partner. I'm sorry, a husband is your leader, not a partner. So already off the bat, you're off, and you're gonna go to these other races of men. They ain't hearing about no partner.
They don't know what that
They're
is.
gonna be like, I'm your leader, I'm not your partner. And so already your mindset, and here's another thing, ma'am, they don't need you to go after black women. They don't need you to do that.
Yeah.
If they wanted black women, they would go get them.
Exactly.
They don't need you. They don't need me. They don't need none of us. White men, Asian men, African men. I know African men that date black women. They don't need you. They never needed you. If they want them, they're going to get them. And they have.
Yeah.
But the problem is a lot of them ain't marrying you. That's the whole thing. You always had exit. Just like Fox Soul, that black woman was telling Cynthia G, who's stopping you from dating now? Nobody. We're not stopping you. Black men ain't stopping you. Nobody's stopping you. The only people who's stopping you from having successful relationships outside your race is you. Ain't nothing we're doing, because you always had the access. Those men had access to you. We can't, like BJ said, we can't stop them. And name one incident of a black man harming a black woman just because she dated outside her race.
Nah, I could barely find any right now if I really want to invest time to search and see if it exists.
You have to.
I'll say this. Ladies must understand. No brother right now. They may use shaming language maybe, but they can't really stop you from going out and using your box to other groups of men. It's evident. So let me keep running this because there's only a few more minutes left. And thank y'all for the likes. I see the likes are going and people are staying watching. I appreciate it. If y'all guys feel so inclined, throw some dollars at this if you can. You know, we just up here. He gave some game earlier. You might get back and catch replay of this part, but like I said, support the channel, super chat, Cash App. I will surely love it. And this is the kickoff of the actual summertime. I feel it's gonna get hot out here. Just me. Fair use.
Doing life with you, so you are not all by yourself. I've been a single mother. I know what it is to raise sons on my own. Thank God my sons have turned out well.
Oh, so you a single mother? Well, what we have here.
And the black man had to take on that responsibility. Hilarious.
Fair use. Y'all heard it. I did not know this, guys. This first time me listening to this lady. Fair use.
But ladies, listen, this is not easy. It is not easy. You deserve love. Black women have more pressure on them than any other race of women. Black women are expected to be it all and be the salvation and savior of black men. Because by the time you get one, you got to go through so much to get him to a point of being healed and healthy too, not just yourself. Because black men are hurting so badly, but we can't heal them. I can't heal Kerry. Kerry had to get his own therapist and work on himself. I was supportive in his healing, encouraging in his healing, but Rebecca couldn't heal him. I couldn't fix it. He had to work on himself. The stereotype of the strong black woman is old. It's overplayed and it's old. It's time for us to soften up. It's time for us to have a soft landing. It's time for us to have a soft place to land. It's time for us to be able to rest in our ease and flow, to be provided for and protected. It's time for us to be valued for who we are, not what we bring to the table, but just who we are, like every other woman. What do we bring to the table as women? Love, comfort, joy, partnership, peace, compassion, understanding, nurturing.
And when you're in
That's
your
the
right
feminine
mind,
energy. That's why God created woman. That's who we are.
Say, bro. Say something.
yeah, when you're in your right mind.
Okay.
But a lot of y'all not in your right mind.
All right, let wrap it up. Fair use.
Intelligence. Mina says, I never hear other races asking what their women bring to the table. You're not going to hear it. Because a man knows why he wants a woman. He wants her for all the stuff I just named. Sex, food, love, comfort, nurturing, being a best friend. To be the mother of your children. Hello? It's not that complicated. Why have men for thousands of years wanted a woman? Before current times. Right? It's not complicated, guys. Ladies, I know this is going to ruffle feathers. I don't care. I didn't make it for black men. I didn't make this message for anybody else. I made this message for black women. Black women who want to be married, want to build a family unit. Black women who do not want to do life by themselves and are tired of not being in partnership with someone to help take care of them. That's who I've made this video for. It's for you. For you to talk to God, pray, and open yourself up to true love and a type of love that will love and protect you. Because that's what you deserve. All right?
A bunch of garbage, unfortunately. And I don't know if you guys believe that, what she said last thing about all the above. Don't seem like y'all ladies bring that, because if it was, most of the dudes that will not be complaining about the amount of pull of women. That's my check.
And,
again, and trust me, there is some pull, but like I said, we have a certain disdainful hate and mindset against your men. I mean, you're not producing what you're saying.
Right.
Men are realistic, and they don't go by the word. They go by the actual. Are you actually doing this? Answer is no. And we can't talk about people that are dusty. I'm saying, as women, are you actually doing this in actual life? To men. If not,
no. I was going to say that no, those other groups of men don't have to ask what you bring to the table. It's expected. It's already expected. The reason why we have to ask that, because it's we not expected to do that. Matter of fact, if we do have a standard, A lot of times we get criticized for it. So it's kind of like, wait a second. So I understand the whole table thing, and you misconstrued it as okay. So you bring your education. Now what? Okay, you bring your sex. Now what? Because the reason why they have to ask is because they don't see it. They don't see it from you. I don't need to. You don't need to tell me you're educated. I can see it. You don't have to tell me you're a nurturer. I can see it. You don't have to tell me you're a loving person. I can see that. And if I can't see it, that means that's why I'm asking. So if these men are asking you what you bring to the table, it's because they can't see it. It's not showing up. So probably, yeah, before you even worry about men, other races of men, you need to be fixing yourself first. Because just like she was saying, well, we can't. I couldn't fix Carrie. We were trying to fix these other men. Yeah, which men were you trying to fix? The broken ones? Yeah, you was trying to fix them because that's who you were desiring. That's who you desired. That's not our fault.
Mm.
You know that's not our fault that you trying to fix broken men. Anybody could have told you, hey, don't be trying to fix these broken men. And and most times when guys will tell anybody will tell you, hey, this dude ain't no good. Don't stop trying to fix him. You would get mad. I know. My what a lady that I consider my sister-in-law, even though she never married my brother. My own mother was trying to tell, hey, you need to leave my brother alone. He's broken. You cannot fix him. Leave him alone. She turned on my mother. So again, if you want to keep blaming men for all your problems, I mean, you're never going to fix anything. And then you're going to go to these other races of men, again, talking about being a partner. Those men ain't looking for partners. They're looking for wives. They're trying to be husbands. And some of them ain't even trying to be husbands like that. But if they looking for wives, if you come up there with that partnership, they're gonna be looking at you like, huh? Oh, you ain't no partner. You own my wife. You follow me. I don't follow. We're not equal. If I'm gonna be taking care of all the bills and all the everything, no, I'm in charge. If you don't like that, go somewhere else. So, no, y'all got to think marriage differently than what y'all talking about.
All right. Oh wait.
Yeah, just another thing. My wife never said I was her partner. My ex-wife never said I was her partner. And
All right.
my,
All right.
yeah,
Sorry about that, brother. Bro. I think that's long enough. I think I stressed this long enough. Long
Yeah.
enough.
Oh,
I would say parting words, but I want to wrap this up. Personally, I've been long enough, and I think this is a good start to kick off the summertime. And at the end of the day, overall, because this is just a few recaps here and there, people, that it lets you know, personally, that it is some people's fault, but at the end, you're still responsible for yourself. And no matter what these ladies say or do, I mean, black men's not gonna fix your problem, sweetie. And in regards to what's your options out here, I mean, I'd say it's still gonna be deal with the brothers, because the funny thing with other races of men, and we as men, we deal with them. We know how they think and they operate. And the last thing that they're really thinking of is really say, I need to find a black person. you know, unless it's something that's dealing with things sexually overall. So if nothing else, if you didn't learn anything else, that tells right that these fake dating coaches, some of the women that are really fake, and talking about, you're telling, giving good advice and hope to have a more softer life. You only get softer life when you do the work. And really beat on and chastise talking about the men in this group ain't going to get you there any closer. Some men are going to provide the best they can ability, and some men are going to provide everything. At the end of the day, you put yourself in decent positions and work with the men you got, and he will do everything in his will to make your life a little bit easier. I say this personally, to wrap up, that as a woman, your life should not be hard. It should be a little bit, it should be less painful, and it should be not much stress. You're going to still go for stress because that's life. If people not going for no form of stressors, you're not doing nothing. But it should not be where you're all burdened and stress. Anyone told you said life shouldn't be stressful and you should have no stress and you should not work this hard, they're lying to you. They're lying to you. That's not how civilization works. End of story. Thank you, Brother Bro Speaks, for coming up on today's stream. Hope look forward to seeing you again soon, brother.
Oh, no problem. Hey, one more thing, Cass, I was gonna ask you. Did you look at that debate between Pearly and Ethan?
Oh, it's interesting you mention that. I'm not sure if I'm going to invest more time into Miss Pearly things. I did have a conversation with Grey Pill on this, and I got this notification that she was being questioned by another Caucasoid about this embellish about slavery and this nonsense. Personally, bro, this young chick, she's not any authority to be talking about what happened to other groups of people back then, because from what I'm hearing, sweetie, you're not well read. If you think what really has happened to Black folks in America that was embellished, that tells me one of two things: you don't read the history well, you're not reading the scenario, or you just don't care. It's one or the other thing. You're no authority to talk about how other people go through their oppression. Yeah. Personally. So when that other dude checked her on it, it's just expected, because they had to put a girl back into a girl's place. And let me tell you something. You're not going to find from another man doing this, people. Other men that try to protect and vouch for her, they do that to hopefully get a bigger platform and bigger eyeballs. That's it.
Exactly.
Well, you can't take most of those men or women who try to defend her really seriously, because she don't give you nothing, or you gain nothing at the end. Work with her. She's too young. She's stupid. She's not anything of any value, because the other groups in her group don't respect her. Why do you think us as people respect her? Hell, we don't even like her now because she up here talking about Black people in a certain way, and she's in another country dealing with Africans. You think she could bring that nonsense back to Chicago where you're at, Brother Bro Speak? Absolutely not. Matter of fact, what she did even got herself up and going is talking about reaction to hip hop stuff. So it tells you right there, she needs Black people to get eyeballs. She needs us. Without us, she don't have an existence, because she has no purpose. That's my conclusion to her. But that's it. Yeah. Thank you, brother.
All right. See you later.
Oh, and I got some for those that did support the channel. Let me find a special link. Let's look. Where is it? I gotta find it. This goes out to the brother that where is it? Oh my gosh, come on, computer. Damn. Okay, is this the one? This goes out to the brother that donate to the channel. Thank you. All right, we'll talk later, Brother Speed. All right. Okay. Now that's it. The links to follow Chaos Reign are in the follow link, because I did not put this, but I'll put it here because this was a very good stream, unfortunately. The links to follow Chaos Reign are in the following. You can follow me on Twitter at ChaosReign7. You could add me as a friend on Facebook, Eric Green on Facebook. And please, I beg of y'all, please follow me and join my Rumble page. I want to get that up so I can start going hardcore on Rumble. You feel me? So, that link is in the description of this video. And join the Discord service of the Chaos Reign Show as well. And let me do this. Where's my Rumble page? While people still here, let me copy it and send to y'all. All right. I'm gonna paste it here. This is the link to Rumble as well. And I think that's pretty much it. Did I miss anything? Oh, and join Discord service. If I just said join Discord. Oh, a heads up for those that made it this far to the video. It seemed to me our good friend, our brother Polite, plead guilty to touching or sexual assault to a minor. It makes me wonder how much time in jail he's going to be doing. You heard it here first. If you didn't catch it, now you know. Thank you for watching and listening to the stream. Oh, and one other thing, please leave a comment at the end of this video as well. I'm looking forward to hearing from you. Leave a comment. Also, hit the like button on your way out and share this content. Someone could use it. I know I would. All right, guys. Until next time, let it get us. Rain.